loose ends to wrap up on like this quest you guys were doing?
We got a job hire from people, and
Yeah, Quagmore. People were disappearing, and there was this weird Fey-like thing, but it turned out it wasn't Fey at all. But you guys took care of what was killing or taking, or whatever was going on. You actually still don't know for sure what happened to the 4 missing townspeople. You haven't found their bodies or anything like that.
True. We should probably look around.
Sure. We can try
See
and
if
look
there's
at
any human footprints around.
well, Brugar already
Or
ran
humans.
off because he doesn't trust us.
That's right. Brugar has got that poison, and as long as he has the ability to damage from that poison, he's paranoid, and he is not willing to accept like spells from you guys.
Wait, Matt's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. No, he's saying that
we were,
the character.
saying like Matt's not here, so his character runs off.
No,
No.
this is a thing that actually happened from the poison that he got hit by, that this creature hit him with.
Right.
Where like his character now is like paranoid and hears like these strange whispers and like thinks that you guys are out to get him, kind of, and like it's like kind of in the back of his head. So he's like, if you guys try to cast like a buff on him, like he's just gonna be like, no. Like you cast haste, he's gonna be like, no.
I tried to be like Brugar, let me
Okay.
help. Yeah, and he's like, no, I'm going back to town.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm going back to town.
Well, I'm
so
looking
Brugar,
around for like tracks or people.
Okay, well, you don't find tracks, but you do find bodies. A little bit further past this clearing where you fight them, you actually find 4 bodies that kind of have like vines growing out of them, and like it looks like the bodies have been kind of mutilated. It's not a very pretty sign, but you're very confident that those 4 bodies are the 4 people that were missing from town.
Are these bodies dead?
Yeah, they're dead.
They're mutilated with vines coming out of them. Yes, they're dead.
They could be alive.
You probably suspect you're not sure, but you think there's a good chance that that they were probably like tortured in some way by this creature.
Fun.
Well, I'm glad we got rid of that awful creature.
Yep.
Did that
awful
creature have any
abomination.
magical items on it?
Not directly on it, but you do detect.
Did the creature happen to have like 10,000 gold on it?
No, it did not have 10,000 gold on it. But you do detect 1 magic item.
Okay.
And it looks kind of like a wand kind of shaped object, kind of.
Well, I don't know what it
I wonder what it is.
I don't know.
I have a way of maybe figuring out what it is. Because my character is the smartest character ever. I'm gonna use the wand.
God damn it.
Alright.
So I try and grab it to examine it, and then Tristan's just like, no,
Tristan just like
mine.
picks it up and uses it,
Magical
and you notice
Fantasia, and swings it, activates it.
and it doesn't appear to do anything for you.
And I
You like
grab
use
out
it,
of Tristan's
and you
hand, like,
feel-
leave that here, it's not a toy.
You feel like it did something. Like you kind of notice some like magic, like manifestation. Like it kind of glows and it kind of like kind of shoots out like a aura kind of from it. Like, but it doesn't. You look around, and you're like, I don't know what happened. Nothing looked like it. Like nothing obvious has happened.
The spell going off.
Same.
Spellcraft.
I won't
Okay.
spell out the spell. I'll just identify the wand if I
You
can.
use detect magic and try to identify it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll detect magic.
Yeah, Savath
snatch it out of Triss's hand and say, like, that's not a toy, don't wave it around and activate
Savath
it.
doesn't recognize it, and so, Raziel, you determine that what this does is you think this is probably what is responsible for the fact that you guys are kind of partially, like, you're in a spot where you're almost partially in the ethereal plane right now. You think that this item, this kind of, it looks sort of like a wand like object, but it's not actually a wand. But you think like this object can be used to pull like places that are close to it, and like other planes that are kind of planarly aligned with the location you're in, like closer together. Like it makes the planar boundaries weaker within the area you're in.
Wow. I
so
tell Trissa exactly what I think this is, and that it was very reckless of her to wave it around and activate it like that. I'm very disappointed in you.
Go to your room, child. Oh, geez, Trissa's in a rebellious phase now.
I know. I'll learn one day.
Yeah. So, you think the reason why you didn't see anything happen when Trissa waved it is because it's already been activated here. But you do think that if you take this away from here, and the boundary would probably slowly recover, which is something you kind of figured before when you guys were examining like this area earlier. Like that's something.
If I take the wand away, I think
you probably don't even necessarily need to do that. If you just don't activate it again,
just don't activate it. Okay.
Yeah, if you just don't activate it, like this sort of thing will like eventually. The fact that you reactivate it again probably means it's going to take longer before it heals up again. But oh well.
Okay.
Who knows when the last time it was activated was? It might have just been activated yesterday. Who knows? For all you know, she's like this creature has been using it every
5 minutes,
like every day or something like that. Who knows?
Do I know if it has like a number of uses, or is it's not a wand? It's just like you can use it as much as you want and it'll never run out.
It appears that this has. It appears to be something you can just use at will. So it's a very powerful item.
Wow.
But it's also kind of, it's hard. It's one of those things that seems like it's probably hard to find a good use for it. Like it's pretty limited in what it does, and also pretty dangerous in what it does. If you activate this in the middle of a town, if there happens to be a plane that's close to it, it could cause
9/11.
It could cause some really bad shit to happen.
Plane crashing.
When activate it, and if you go activate it in the middle of Magnemar or something.
Okay,
maybe,
so
but maybe it wouldn't.
Keep
maybe there's nothing
out of
close.
The hands of anyone who's reckless and careless. And I glare at Trissa.
Yeah.
Luckily,
thinking about it, you
put it in my portable hole.
Thinking about it, you realize you think that maybe if you took it over to
Did you roll a CMB to disarm me? I don't.
Well, I assumed I did get it from you since I identified it, and you didn't say no, you don't, or I try and stop you. But if you want to retcon everything we just did, so I can roll a CMB, we'll roll a CMB. And it had some weird buffs on it. I don't know if that's right.
I don't know.
So maybe I don't know what it is. Maybe Trissa still has it, and I'm still a disappointed father. Figure it out, GM.
I don't know. I assumed that she let you have it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe she just held onto it while you were identifying it, and you were just touching it, and then she after you say this stuff, she just pulls it away. I don't know. You're like, oh no, I'm not holding it anymore.
Mantis and keep it.
Sure, I'll put it into my.
Well, I'd rather hold on to it myself after seeing the display you did. But if Trissa insists, then I'll let you have it as long as you promise not to use it willy-nilly like that.
Can you actually use it? I don't think so.
Let me try. No, I shouldn't. Do I think I could use it?
You think you probably could use it. You think that anybody
who can that.
You think anybody who can cast plane shift could use it?
Okay, I'll
or with a UMD.
I have the abilities to manipulate planes, so yes, I can use it.
I don't believe him. You can't cast plane shift.
It's on his spell list, so he can...
It is, and I did it for Brugar. Brugar, back me. Oh, he's not here. Damn it.
He's not here.
Well, ask Brugar. I brought us from that awful plane where it happened.
Yeah.
Why do you bring this up?
You could cast plane shift. I wouldn't have had to pay good money for plane shift scrolls.
Well, ask Brugar when he's back to himself. I did.
I'm on my way to the town to take all the credit.
All right.
Yeah.
Brugar gets back to the town.
Alright, so Mantis, Trissa, whatever, you can hold on to the wand as long as you don't just randomly use it like you did.
Okay.
Don't matter to me.
Man, if only we had Wish Knife in this party, we could use this with Wish Knife.
Yeah.
Wish Knife could tell us where, like, the planes are getting closer together, and then we could use this item to pull them near.
Yeah, in this campaign, you could just go find... Athos, and he could just tell you too. That's your closest resource to that you guys have, because he's able to just kind of see it. Yeah, that's like his special ability. Is he's like a savant that's able to kind of like he has like synesthesia, but for being able to see planes, kind of. If that makes sense.
Cool.
I think that's how I described it last time when he was telling you. But yeah,
I don't
he can
remember.
make. Yeah, he can. That's why he can make. So you just have that machine that makes the tuning forks kind of in places.
Yeah.
So that this actually sort of works along the same axis. If you guys were like right here, you could make a tuning fork for the ethereal plane, for example. Although tuning forks for the ethereal plane are pretty easy to come by because it's like a major plane. You can just buy one. It's not like a rare demiplane. But if you find like an area that's attuned to a rare demiplane, so like for example, if you guys went to to that place out in the middle of the ocean there where you guys ran into Darkstar
Meteor Smasher.
Yeah, Oddvolden, otherwise known as. If you went there and used it here, you would pull the demiplane that you guys met Fier on. Like you'd kind of pull it into the material plane.
As much as I love Fier, and I do.
He's not even there right now.
It is. First of all, he's not there anymore. But second of all, it's very unnatural and abnormal to bring planes closer together. So I'm very against the idea.
It's only temporary.
Yeah, and so is evil's foothold in this world until it becomes permanent.
When were you all about good and evil?
Well, the gods, whether it's good or evil, the gods made the world as it is, and it should stay that way. Everything we humans do to disrupt it, the harmony that they created, is an abomination.
You're sounding pretty evil yourself. You don't want towns and cities?
No, that's fine. They built this world for us with the intention that we would build towns and cities. But it's when we start messing with nature and the planes of the worlds, that's when it gets, very bad.
Uh-huh.
I'll
Alright,
tell
so I
you
guess-
more about it sometime, Trissa. Perhaps you will enjoy hearing the teachings of Gazray.
No, I'm good.
So Brugar is back in Quagmore without you guys. Does he actually go back and like collect the reward on his own or something, or try to?
Yeah. Yeah, he tells them that the deed has been done. He brings back some evidence that creatures were slain, and he tells them that they tracked these buzzing menaces to this grove, and there they found a creature that was trying to get them to quit their investigations with the disappearances within the town. So they put two and two together. He put two and two together, and figured that this was the creature that was responsible for the abductions, because they were the
Okay.
vines, and it also seemed very possessive of your town, and that my companions are searching for what may be left of the kidnapped people.
Okay, so Mayor Felix, he says, well, you don't think they're... You make it sound like you think they're already dead.
He tells them that that may be a possibility, but the creature that has been meddling with your citizens is dead.
Okay. Well, he pulls out the 500 gold that he promised. I believe that was
Okay.
the number. I actually didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure that was what he said.
Are you sure it wasn't 50,000?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't that. He gives you the
Okay,
500
just
gold.
checking.
I will take the 500 gold, and I. What time is it right now? Like in game, is it early, noon, or late?
I believe it's pretty early in the day.
Okay.
Because you guys woke up and you guys patrolled around last night, and this was like the first thing you guys did after like everyone got up, was you went back, found this area you saw last time, and went deeper into it. So it's probably still like late morning.
All right. Well, I take the 500, and
All
I'm
right.
gonna go back to the inn where we had our rooms, right?
And we never saw Brugar again.
Well, it's not really an inn actually. You guys are just staying in like an unused
a
house
house.
in the town. Yeah.
And I need his house. Okay.
At least in this town. So if you want to go there, then that works.
Okay. Well, he goes to the house, and he kind of like ruminates over the situation a bit, and he's wondering like, like, should I leave the gold for them here? Because he is paranoid about them for some reason, but he's not sure what to do.
Uh-huh.
He just doesn't want to see them.
Yeah.
We
So he
eventually
starts like
return.
separating the gold and counting it like over and over and over again to make sure that he has like the right amounts, and he's gonna like leave it where they were in, split into fives, and then like keep like a watch out for them so that he notices when they're coming, so that he can leave the
He can dip out. Yeah. All right.
he wants to interact with them as little as possible.
All right, that's fair.
Where's Brugar?
In the meantime, yeah, Brugar's not with you guys right now. So, it looks like Mandus wants what I don't know if that's just what Mandus wants or if Trissa wants to do it, but yeah, wants to get the bodies
does it.
extracted from the that are kind of wrapped up in the vines. All right,
And then we go back.
you guys take the bodies back. Okay. All right. So yeah, Brugar does see them coming back to town with the bodies. I'm not exactly sure how you guys are carrying them. If you put them in like
Oh
back
no, the
holding or
party's
something, or-
murderers. I stick them in the portable hole.
in the portable hole
Gorgon's
that works. Okay. So you guys bring the bodies back in a portable hole.
And then I bring them out of the portable hole, and I say,
Do you just do this in the middle of the town, or?
no, I go to the mayor's office, and I say, we've got the bodies.
Oh, okay. And he says,
Would you
"That's
like to identify them?
And he kind of like doesn't. He kind of grimaces and says, "It's my duty, I suppose. I really should."
I pull them out of the portable hole and lay them out in his office.
Okay. And he kind of sighs. You know,
We're going to
this
Kaer
is
Maga, right?
Very, very regrettable. I think you guys are eventually going to Kaer Maga, yeah.
Eventually.
Where are we going right now?
I don't know.
I don't know. I was planning to head back to Magnamar.
And he tells you that he's like, well, I already gave the dwarf your payment, but thank you for finding them. It's unfortunate what happened to them, but I'm glad that at least this won't happen to anyone else.
Indeed. Be careful over the next few days. I think there was something weird going on out in the
Yeah,
marsh.
you told me about that yesterday.
Yeah. I think it'll maybe go away by itself, but tell people to stay away from the ghosty, foggy area out in the marsh. Do things
All right.
on the other side of town. Don't go
I'll
that
make
way.
sure everybody knows. But that's good to hear that you think it'll go away. Hopefully no other horrors emerge from it.
Well, you know who to contact if they do.
Yeah, he just nods at that and says, yes, should it come to that. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll take you up on that. This place does remind me of home. Not that I really liked home much, but it's nostalgic.
Alright, and what do you guys do now?
I guess we head back to the house where we were staying in.
Okay, so yeah, you get there.
Yep. Has already left.
Sure.
You find a note, and you find, you find like you guys have like each 100 gold piles kind of at wherever you were sleeping, and the note says that. Alright. Well, I guess you guys know where you're going next. Probably.
This is really weird. I've never seen Brugar act this way. But okay. I mean, I was separated from him for almost a year, and we, met up like we were, hadn't been a day.
Oh no,
so.
Brugar broke up with us.
Well, he just said
At least you can scout the
he's
road
going ahead of
ahead.
you guys. Yeah, he just said
Who
he's ahead
wants
of you
to
guys.
have fun teleportation adventures?
No, Trissa, we follow Brugar.
Yeah. By
You can
getting there ahead of
teleport to a
him.
person, can't you?
I don't
Not unless
think
you know
so.
where they're at.
Do we have scrying?
And I think generally,
I mean,
like a normal scrying doesn't actually give you enough information to be able to
Yeah, normal
teleport somewhere.
scrying doesn't give you enough knowledge. I think you need locate person.
locate creature.
Or locate object with on like an object that they have, like a specific object that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't we just walk? It'll be good for you, Trissa. To get on the road and...
You can walk if you'd like. and she flies.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
Whatever.
I'm pretty sure, like, Savath and Gorg fly as well, and then, like, Outsays right
Oh
to
hell yeah!
Everyone is flying
Pylon
except
thing.
me. I'm walking.
So everyone's
Years
flying
of
except for
walking
you,
I had
exactly.
to do, and finally I get to fly. I'm gonna.
And then you're just, like, walking along there, and like, this is the worst.
Sorry.
No, I do like a jog so I can keep up.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like physical exercise. It's builds character, you know.
I think
Alright.
that's called hustle. There's rules for this.
If I'm not mistaken, Xena, warrior princess, ran everywhere, so she can do it. You can do
Yeah, most video game characters run everywhere too, so I mean,
it.
fine.
Until you install
Not
the
mine,
mods that
I
make
walk
it so that they
everywhere.
can't.
Like, there's mods that make it so you can't just run everywhere.
Oh,
Why would you ever do that?
Torture.
You haven't seen the world of Skyrim modding, have you?
Oh yeah, Skyrim modding. Like a known. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Just stick to the Sims.
Well, I've done some Skyrim mods.
It gets crazy.
But I mean, yeah, that's still the best way that I ever have like taxed my computer is just installing all the grass mods. Like tall grass everywhere.
I watched a streamer
Yeah,
do that once. He's
your
like,
computer
"We're gonna
grinds to
play,
halt."
we're gonna play Skyrim, guys," and then like the whole 8-hour day was like him installing mods. We never actually played.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I was like, "Oh, this is great." I'm out of here. Alright.
I mean, like, I'll just say it this way. Vanilla Bethesda games have limited appeal.
Oh yeah. But you don't need all
I know there's
the
a-
mods. You know what I'm saying?
There's a guy I watched that plays
I had
like
a lot of
Paradox
fun
games,
with vanilla
like
Skyrim.
So he plays
Played
like
it through twice.
EU4 and CK2 and games like that. And he had a game, or he had a stream once where he spent the entire session basically with Microsoft Excel calculating like combat values for EU4. So it was just like the Microsoft Excel stream, and he had like 30,000 people watching or something absurd. I don't know. It's probably not that
Wow.
much. It was probably several. It was several thousand at least though. But yeah, he had a bunch of people just watching it, and like he didn't lose any viewers because I don't know. It's like people were like,
That
that's
sounds
why we watched this guy.
excellent.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess at some point you guys probably will catch up to Brugar then, because he's a dwarf, so he's not as fast anyway. But I don't know how long that'll take.
If Brugard doesn't see us coming and dodge off the road or something, sure.
That's true too.
So if he moves at 2/3 the speed that we move, but I'm actually going fast because I'm jogging, so we're probably going like twice as fast as him, at least.
Well,
So
I
he got
just
how much of a
fly,
head start did
so
he get?
Right, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like,
Well,
everyone
yeah, but
except
are you
for
gonna fly
Raziel.
ahead without like everyone else, or like are you guys all gonna fly ahead and leave me in the back? You know, like.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
I mean, we probably
leave
should.
You,
Yeah,
but
we're
I'm
gonna go catch
fly.
up with Brugar. You can defend our rear.
That's messed up, man.
No. Gorg and Savath will stay pace with him, but we're not walking.
Yeah, that's fair.
fine. You can fly and then circle back, and scout ahead, circle back, whatever, that kind of thing.
I need to go poke Brugar with this wand of lesser restoration.
Yeah, but he's not gonna let you.
If he doesn't know it's happening, he will.
We need to knock him out.
Or just be invisible.
Oh, good luck.
As is right now, if you do touch him, he gets a will save to negate.
Right.
But we don't know
I have a
all
plan.
this, so
That's true.
I don't know how much Trissa knows.
yeah.
Did she
I
identify
did
what
a
happened
sense
to him?
motive on him. And
I
I
don't
can tell
know
that
if-
he's not acting himself.
I want to say one of us identified the poison, but I don't remember for sure.
I don't remember
I don't
either.
think we did.
I didn't identify
Maybe
the
not, then.
poison, but I was definitely trying to. Oh, wrong character. I was trying to heal myself on one. Anyway, okay, yeah.
But yeah, I figure you probably
I don't
catch
know.
up to him. You probably catch up to him by the end of the day. Like, you had a head start on
Yeah,
you,
and
but
when you find him, he looks back at you and says, "Oh, you here? Didn't you read my note?"
You can't get away from us that easily, Burgar.
I mean, we did, but you're a dwarf. You have short legs. We caught up.
He says, "Well, why all the rush? It's a good walk to Kaer Maga."
Well, these people want to fly, so I was jogging to try and keep up.
I think that's a great idea. You go there and I'll catch up with you.
I don't think you're
Like,
going to Kaer
why don't we
Maga.
rest?
What? Why do you want to be alone so much, Brugar? What's going on?
Look, I'll go rest up in this tree over here, and you can rest down at the bottom of the tree, and I won't touch anything of yours, okay?
He says that he'll keep walking, and he tells you all that. I'm fine.
it'd be so much
And
easier
I
if he
am
just had
going
like
to Kaer
a
Maga.
Well,
a
if the man
potion,
says he's fine,
like a potion of lesser restoration that he could just drink himself.
then he's fine.
Do you think he'd actually drink it, though? He'd probably
gave
think
it
it
to
was
him,
poison.
yeah.
If you gave it to him, he might not. But if he already had one, that's what I'm saying. Like if he had already had a potion of
I
restoration, then
see.
maybe he would have. He could be like, all right. Like my head's in a
We
fog.
need to
This should
sneak a
take care of it.
potion of lesser restoration into his bag.
Into his belongings, and then be like, you had it all along.
Yeah.
Whatever. He'll let him do his own thing. He'll come around.
Can I teleport to my familiar?
Maybe. Let me look into that.
Do you know where
Like,
your
can you-
familiar is at when
You can
he's
share
far
senses with
away?
your familiar right now, right?
Even when they're far away?
I don't know. I gotta look it up.
I mean, I have
'Cause I know,
empathic link.
right? That doesn't.
Within
I don't know if
1
that's good
mile.
enough. I don't know if that's good enough to. Oh, you only have. Huh? You might not be able to.
I can speak with animals of my familiar's kind. This is so useless.
No, it's actually pretty handy.
My familiar's not an animal.
Well, that was your choice.
Actually, improved familiars don't gain the ability to speak with other creatures of their kind. Although most of them already have a way to do that, basically anyway. But
They all typically.
actually,
speak
I
a
don't think you get that
language,
with
most of
improved
them.
familiar. I think you lose that.
It says it's still here on Hero Lab.
Oh well, all right, fair enough. Hero Lab's probably wrong in this case, but
Probably.
Let's all be good little automatons and believe everything that Hero Lab tells us.
I was specifically calling out something on Hero Lab that didn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it's wrong in that case. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. So,
But Burgar says if you want to follow him, then that's fine.
We'll follow him.
I don't.
He just didn't figure you'd catch up this quick.
Yeah, I don't think you can teleport to where your familiar is.
I don't think so either.
But he keeps watching the rest of the party. And the little, like, any sudden movement kind of gets like his makes him a little jumpier than normal.
Oh well, Gorig's
Yeah.
full of sudden movements.
Yeah, and maybe you can tell he's stressed out, especially if you're a character with high wisdom or sense motive.
Yeah, probably. I think we should just give Brugar his space.
Nah. That's dangerous.
Why?
There could be giant frog creatures on the road.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Brugar
Brugar
can
can handle
that.
giant
I'll
frog
handle them.
creatures.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are kind of like in the mush fens right now. Actually, you guys might be out of the mush fens by now. Maybe you guys have crossed the Yonda Bakari River at some point and you're on the other side of it. I don't know. I figure you guys are probably let me see. I have you guys on the
We're less than a day away from the town we were at.
right.
Ooh, do we get to go to Big Map?
I'm gonna play you guys the big map here in a second. Yeah.
Yay!
The big map of Varisia, which we haven't been on for a while, but so you guys actually have a really long ways
love
to
this
go if you
map.
remember. Kaer Maga is all the way over here.
Yeah, where exactly did we start at, or where's that town in the Marshfens?
It's in the mush fens. It's like down here.
Marshfens? Okay.
Yeah, it's like
So that's,
down here.
yeah, that's a long way to
You
go.
guys are walking about as so that's probably
Now we can just take the ferry. At least part of
35.
the way.
Yeah, we should get
Yeah,
to the
you
river
could.
and take a ferry.
Yeah, you could take a
At least once
ferry
the
all the
river
way up
stops
to.
winding so much.
If you
Maybe
go
we'll
all
get
the
a
way up
ferry
the
from
Yonda
Wardell.
Bakari River, if you go all the way
Yeah.
up the Yonda Bakari River, it goes to straight to Kaer Maga, which is what you guys have done in the past.
Well, you guys want to fly there, I'll swim there. Haha.
I didn't know you were
This
good
is
at
like-
swimming.
I'm
It's
pretty
like
good.
about it's only like 400 miles away or something like that.
That is pretty far.
What do you mean? It's only 2 double move actions.
I mean, we were going to Kaer Maga to use the library, right?
Yeah.
I guess. I think
Oh,
we
come on,
should just
Trissa.
go there.
You think we should teleport there, you mean?
Yeah.
I do admit it's a
You can
long
teleport us
ways.
all.
Nothing
And your
could go
teleports
wrong.
have been fairly good in the past. So I'm willing to do it if you want to.
Let's wait till Brugar gets better and then we can go do it.
Oh yeah, because he won't want to come with us right now. God, Brugar, what's going on with him?
We've got to wait like 2 weeks for Brugar to get better. It was like 11 wisdom damage.
No, it's not
Oh
that much.
no.
I have 5.
That's close to 11.
Sure.
Sure, as close as 17.
It's not as bad as the dex damage I put on you.
That was fun.
I still have that dex damage. When we ended the session, I still have I'm down to
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
guys were boned pretty hard.
I was actually paralyzed because of the dex damage at one point.
But Brugar will keep walking until they reach, like the Yonda Bakari, and then maybe they find like a ferry or something.
A ferry, yeah. All right, and I think we established before that it takes like a week, maybe a little bit longer during
I think it was 2
rougher
weeks.
times a year. Was it 2 weeks? Oh, it was like a week when we guys went the other route. So yeah, it's like 2 weeks on the ferry. But yeah, we could just do that as a time skip if you guys want.
If you want. I mean, after like a few days of full rest, that wisdom damage will go away.
Yep.
And then we can try teleport shenanigans.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong here.
You could. You've never been there before, so it's pretty risky, but you did get to Corvosa doing that, using like
you've
books
never
and
been there
such to
before.
like
You guys want to do teleport shenanigans?
No, it's just Brugar advocates Trissa seeing the way there. It's about the journey.
she's like, I'm so impatient though.
Are we there yet?
He
We
tells her
haven't
that she
even
has her
left.
whole life ahead of her to use teleport.
But
You
why
need to see the world while you're young.
are you so eager to teleport? You just don't want to wait.
Yeah, I'm impatient.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Anything anybody want to do during the downtime, like crafting or anything like that?
You think I have the
Ah,
wisdom for
This
crafting?
party, what's crafting?
Yeah.
not sure.
Amber used to do it when you guys had Amber.
Yeah,
Too
that
soon.
was back when
Amber
she was
used to
alive.
have intelligence.
Yeah.
Too soon, Pluto. Jeez.
Are we in a town right now?
You're on a ferry.
On a ferry.
It's okay.
Gorg
I'll
is
give
going to
Brugar-
tell comedy jokes. He's gonna perform comedy.
Can perform comedy for the other people on the boat. Alright.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Alright, and you tell some jokes. They go over okay.
They go over okay. You need to work on those jokes, Gorg.
I think more people are more fascinated that there's a gold dragon
Yeah.
that's as sociable as this one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of why the jokes don't go over as well. They're like actually really good jokes, but people are like,
He's like telling a hilarious
Like,
joke
weirded out.
about like
yeah.
an orc and a harpy or something, and people are like, huh? I don't quite understand. I don't relate to your jokes, dragon.
But hey, Gorg earns
What is a monster's favorite instrument? A harp.
over over the course of a week traveling, then you could say you earned 11 gold pieces in tips
Oh, neat. Good
for
job.
effectively
Gorg.
rolling a profession check.
That was a perform, wasn't it?
Yeah, you can
Yeah, that was a
use it to
perform.
perform in place of a profession check, basically.
Yep.
I could perform, but I'm busy being bored.
That's fair. Being bored is a very trying task. All right. So yeah, you guys end up, like I said, it's about close to 2 weeks going up the Yonda-Bakari River, passing all these little towns: Wardle, Whistledown, Melfish, Saranthu, and eventually you guys get down to the foot of like basically where the Cinderlands plateau is. The massive cliff that Kaer Maga sits upon, and that's as far as the ferry goes. It doesn't go up like the waterfall, basically, that goes up to the Cinderlands. And from here, you'll have to you'll either have to take like a longer route around, or you'll have to go through the like pay the Dusk Wardens to go through the little
Yeah, that was fun. I like that.
path
Or we can fly
under
up to
Kaer
the
Maga.
top.
Yeah, you can do that too.
I tell Trissa
These
she
are higher
needs to
level
see
now.
Kaer Maga. She needs to get the full experience, and we should go the traditional way.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be good for her.
Okay. You're treating me then, right?
Not
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only like a gold piece to get through. So just
Gorg
you
will
guys
pay.
aren't bringing like a cart through or anything. It's just your people, the people going through. Yeah, Gorg could pay with the earnings from the previous week. Gorg's like,
Yeah.
I'll treat you guys.
No problem. This is what you're supposed to use coin for, right?
Right.
Someday you'll have a horde location, but for now we don't really have anywhere to leave a horde, so.
Yeah. The Dusk Wardens kind of give you the normal spiel. They give you the little token, the magic token. They tell you they'll need it back when you get to the top of the when you get through when you go through all the way through the path. But it's so if you guys get lost, you can use it and the Dusk Wardens will be able to find you. And they tell you like just stay close and try to keep quiet. We don't want to draw unnecessary attention from the strange and unknown denizens of Kaer Maga's Undercity.
Yep.
We're high enough level that we don't have to keep quiet now, right?
Who knows? There might be stuff.
Yeah, you wanna find out? And
Kind of. This must be why Brugar suggested we come this way.
Oh no.
It's because we're
Yeah,
inside
and,
of it's kind of like we're inside of a mountain, and it's soothing for a dwarf.
that's fair, yeah. And I believe the Dusk Warden like tokens that they give you also can like emanate a light as well if
Yeah.
you need it. Although you guys probably don't because most of you guys have ways of casting light if you need it or have dark vision. So the Dusk Warden that's
Or
kind of
can
like
cast
with you
dark
guys.
vision.
Like there's a couple of them, but there's one in particular that's kind of stays near you, and then there's a few others that are kind of going up ahead and scouting ahead, kind of making sure everything's clear. And
I try to
sort of
impress upon Trissa the dwarven ideals of community and looking out for one another and going steady. Slow and steady wins the race, Trissa. When you rush, you leave
I am
your
going to
family
look
behind.
for a particularly good acoustic hallway.
Oh, okay. All right. So most of where you guys are going through, like you see, there's places where you think there used to be hallways, but they've been sealed off for the most part. This is a traveled road, and they've kind of set it up to be. They've tried to do as much as they can to make it safe, but at some point, yeah, you do see a spot that looks like you kind of get to this point, and there's like a kind of a fork in there, and like the Dusk Warden, you guys like it's this way, kind of indicating one way. It's like don't go down that way, this way. We haven't sealed that one yet. It recently reopened, and
I have a bad feeling about this.
and you're like, that looks like a place that I could do it. That would probably make a lot of noise if I yelled down it.
Yep. And that's what they do.
Okay. And when you do, that dwarf that's trying with you runs over and kind of like tackles you.
Burgar's also surprised and like, what? He doesn't say it. He's like under his breath, like, what the devil?
Let me look up something, like get a good number for it. But he's gonna try to do like a CMB to like knock you prone.
Oh, gee.
And he's
Alright, good luck, Tristan. I'll be
he's
right
gonna
back real
attempt
quick.
it. Give me a minute to look up like a random stat block I can use for this, but
I guess this is just gonna be the session where the party completely goes off the rails.
maybe. Hey, go ahead and roll like a D100 for me, Mantis, if you would. Alright. Alright, here we go. This should work. Um... So the CMB check here, it's only gonna be a +9. So this guy's probably doesn't even trip you.
He does not trip me.
So he kind of runs over and pushes into you and is like, "What do you think you're doing? I told you this place is dangerous." And you kind of hear like off, like down that you hear like this really, really unnatural sounding kind of groan, and like you can like has this weird effect on you where it kind of feels like everything's shaking around you, but you don't think it actually is. But it's a thing that it's a weird, unnatural sounding groan that kind of makes the world around you like everything kind of feels unnatural around you, and everyone's shaking for one round.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
And the dwarf Dusk Warden, he says, "Don't try a stunt like that again, or you might get us all killed." And he just starts continuing on.
As the other dwarf moves to keep leading us, Brugar puts like a finger up to Trissa, and he says, "You're treading on thin ice, missy."
And he's quickened his pace at this point too. He's like, "We don't want to linger here."
And Brugar says, "You might think this is silly, but it's important for you."
She's like, "Why did we come this way again?"
Pretty much.
To show us some restraint.
Like, you want me to come this way. You don't want me to explore this way. Why are we coming this way?
So we can have the usual like conflict between an older character and a youngster.
So Brugar's trying to pick a fight.
No, he's
Maybe.
trying to curb all of that youthful enthusiasm.
He's trying to teach you a lesson.
Not learned.
Lesson not learned. Yeah, that's probably pretty clear, I suppose. So yeah,
She will
eventually,
follow
like,
and she won't try the stunt again.
yeah, and you kind of like you get a little bit further up, and like one of the other Dusk Wardens comes back, like another dwarf, and you see them kind of like he walks up ahead of you guys with the other one, and you see them kind of whispering to each other, and then the other one, he goes back ahead of you guys again. And assuming you don't try anything else like that again, you manage to eventually make your way up all the way through it after several hours. And you do hear some other like strange noises, but nothing as strange and eldritch sounding as as that first one that you heard when Trissa yelled down the open side corridor.
I'm
I
sad
pay
initiative was not
the
rolled.
man who led us an extra gold for his troubles.
Alright, yeah, he takes it, but yeah, he also says, like, I understand, like, youth can be brash at times. I'm sure that age and experience will temper her later.
If she if she doesn't get herself into more trouble than she can handle.
Yeah, hopefully not. Just, keep an eye out for her.
She's gifted, that one. Won't deny that, but goodness, it's like a double-edged sword sometimes. Sometimes they don't know how much they can handle until they bite off more than they can chew.
Yeah, he tells you that he's like, most of us here at the Dusk Wardens probably know someone that was like her. And it's true that many of them have met unfortunate fates. And yeah, he says, he continues. He's like, I understand, and I'm just glad that she was able to restrain herself the rest of the journey.
He nods and
he
tells him to take it easy, and that he'll be he'll be going to his favorite tavern in Kaer Maga.
All right, the Bottoms, I think.
Yep.
And yeah, he'll take back all the Dusk Warden tokens from you guys, and you guys are in Kaer Maga. I want to play you guys to the Kaer Maga map. I'm just gonna play you straight to it, but there's probably gonna be a bunch of old tokens on it and such. So.
Oh yeah. Old tokens.
There's a lot of old tokens here. All right, so I'm just gonna like paste. Oh,
I can't handle it.
I don't think it put everybody's token on here.
I missed my frog.
Oh, kind of did, I guess. All right, so let's see here. Some of these tokens are duplicates.
Only my character and Dream's character are the same.
Yeah. Philippe's here somewhere too.
Jeremy's character wasn't even the same.
Yay!
Well, last time you guys were actually here with Raziel. I just had to delete a secondary token of him. Is everybody's? I don't have Ron's character on here. Okay.
Who's that?
Oh, whoops. I just pasted everybody in twice now. All right, there we go. Ron's character's on here now too. So yeah, you guys are in Kaer Maga. You would have come up in kind of the Warrens over here, which is close to the other entrance as well. This way leads out into the Storval Plateau.
Okay.
There are, as usual, like some kind of people over there that are like, advertising themselves as guides, like, oh, new to Kaer Maga. So maybe somebody comes up and approaches, new to Kaer Maga. Do you need a guide around town? I can show you around town.
I politely decline their offers.
Yeah, you're like, I've been here before. And he says, oh, okay, welcome to Kaer Maga. Welcome back then. And they
welcome to Walmart.
Welcome to Walmart.
Wait, this is the place where there's like the people that are stuck in the middle of the
Yeah, there is. There's a pillar of dreams. So you'd see that as you guys get closer to like the you walk down this little center opening area here a little bit, and you'd find the pillar of dreams there. I actually have the page number written down for the pillar of dreams in here. So if you guys want to do anything with that.
Yeah, I want to pull one of the people out.
No, that's a bad idea.
Is it?
I don't think it's actually that bad idea.
I'm gonna do it with my mind.
The pillars of
That's
dream.
sleeping.
So yeah, this is a small circular clearing that extends all the way up to the sky. There's 2 twin crescents of an unknown black metal, um, going. They're 30 feet apart and they curve together until their points almost touch. So it's almost like an arch, and they're covered in. Let's see, they arch. They touch almost 20 feet in the air. They seem to reflect less light than they ought to, so it seems like they're like a really dark, like blackish color. And there's these strange pictures inscribed on them that clearly represent like stars and swirls and of like nebulas and galaxies looking there. But anyone who, yeah. So and yeah, you see that there are you see there are a couple of unconscious people between them that are like sleeping there. But yeah, if you pull one out,
Yeah, I'm gonna
sleeping
use my
people
mind.
lie.
you're gonna use your mind
Almost-
to try to pull some
I'm
out.
a telekinetic maneuver them out.
Okay. Do you pull them back towards you, or you push them through the other side?
I'll push them through to the other side.
Okay. You do that, and they wake up, and they're going, "Oh, what?" And they're just looking around.
I'll do that to another one and pull him towards us.
Okay. And the same thing happens. He wakes up and he looks around and stands up, and he's like, "Oh." But they didn't see you do it, so they don't realize it's you unless you tell them. So they're just gonna be looking around, and they don't really say anything.
I'm gonna go after him and be like, "Was it a nice dream?"
All right. And he's gonna say, I don't remember. I don't know how it got here." And he's gonna start stumbling away.
Well, I saved 2 souls.
All right. And
Maybe they wanted
there's
to
actually
be here.
there's actually nobody else in the pillars. Those are the only 2 people there right now.
All right, well, it's probably taking us a while to get here, so I'm gonna make for the bottom. And I tell everyone that we should get a room somewhere at an inn, and then tomorrow we can start researching that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys go ahead and research that thing. I'll explore the town.
Well, hold on, Trissa. We gotta go get gonna go find an inn together so that we know where we're all gonna be.
Yeah,
sleeping.
I'm gonna do that after tomorrow starts. When you guys are going and researching that thing, and I'm not.
Well, how are you gonna know where we're all sleeping tonight?
Right, I'm coming with you to where you're sleeping, and then once tomorrow comes around, I'm not gonna go come research with you.
Okay. Then we go over to where there's a nice inn or something, maybe at a hospice. I think that's kind of like a decent place.
Yeah, you guys stayed at
Okay.
the Canary House there last time.
Well, not
if you remember.
Savath, but yeah.
At least you guys stayed there
recommends it.
originally. Eventually, you guys stayed at the Freeman Academy. Towards the end of your stay at Kaer Maga. But yeah, you guys stayed at the Canary House last time.
Also in the Blinking Tower, but who knows if we can actually get to that.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
We
No
can
more
sleep
Amber.
in the distraction.
The distraction, yeah. I'm pretty sure that was when you guys were breaking into Akai's foundry. You
Yeah, I
had,
know.
We created a
I think that's what that
distraction.
was. Yep. You had like the Freeman
Yeah.
pull away the Ardocs so that you guys could get into
The
Akai's
distraction
foundry.
it worked perfectly.
Yeah, no, that plan worked out pretty well.
That was a great plan. Not that I would know anything about it.
Yeah, the only person here in the party right now
Brugar,
who was there for
right?
that was Brugar.
Yep.
Philippe was there too, though. Philippe is actually in town. Like, he's living in
Philippe's
Karamaga
in
right
town
now.
somewhere. Yep.
He's somewhere.
Maybe I'll go hang out with Philippe. I'll get Philippe to show me around town.
You don't even know him.
I do know him.
Yeah, she does.
That's right, you do.
Unfortunately.
Good luck finding him.
Yeah, she fought some hags with him, like, back when she was
Yeah,
a level 1 rogue.
we go long ways back.
Back when she was a level 1 rogue NPC, she fought some hags with Philippe.
He helped rescue me from Marshfen.
Well, we don't know where he's living in Karamaga.
I ask around. Talk to some of the homeless people. I'm good at talking to them.
Yeah, you got friends in low places. Like that country song, right?
Where the whiskey drowns something,
Yeah.
and the beer chases your
I do not know
something.
that song. But if you say so.
Yeah,
We
where the
do
whiskey
say so.
drowns and the beer chases your blues away.
I'll be okay. I'm not big on social graces. That's
Yeah,
about all I
that's the-
remember.
That's the chorus for the song.
I got friends in low places. We're turning this into a Twitch Sings
This is
stream.
Twitch Sings now, yeah. Alright, so, yeah, like I said, last time you guys stayed at the Canary House, so you could go there again. You could also probably find somewhere else, though, too. If you also remember the guy that was, giving you guys a tour last time, who is unfortunately dead now, but he was trying to get you guys to stay at the Sorry Excuse Inn, which is also in hospice. But you guys decided not to stay.
Why is he dead?
He got killed by those cultists. The cultists of Declassar.
Wow.
And you guys haven't
Well,
like
that's
seen any of those guys in quite a while. But yeah, that's what he. I don't know if that was maybe a relatively minor detail that kind of came up, but he was killed by the cultists of Declassar when they were trying to figure out where you guys were at.
That detail was not passed on me. The detail that I missed or willingly forgot about was that he died.
Yeah. Well, because he knew they basically killed him trying to find information about you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys found out about that at some point, that he was dead. But yeah, he was one that he kept trying to get you guys to go to the Sorry Excuse Inn.
Yeah.
Out of character, it's because the Sorry Excuse Inn, like that's why he was giving you a tour without actually requiring you guys to pay him.
They pay him to do it.
Yeah,
because they were paying him to do it, and the thing they were having him do is
We
like he's
figured
supposed to
that part
advertise for
out.
their inn. Yeah, I think you
We
guys kind
figured
of
that out.
I think you guys figured that out. Like that's why you're like, well, why is he giving people tours around the town for free? And like, okay, well, he keeps trying to get us to go there, so you guys kind of put two and two together. But that was his whole thing. If you remember as well, there was also an oracle that was in this little the Street of Little Gods, where there's like all these little shrines for like lesser known, smaller gods. There was one there for Kirkanis that had like the same or a very similar kind of like oracle curse and whatnot that Tiki had, and was one that kind of was like, oh yeah, you're supposed to kill Deklosar because that's why you and I both have the same curse. That's our mission. At least that was her opinion or theory or what have you. But that's what she was claiming. But she, you haven't seen her. She was attacked. Like there was a bunch of people that got killed on that street, and you haven't seen her since then. And she might be dead, but she might not be. It was very kind of left unresolved, I guess, about what exactly happened to her.
We had no way of figuring it out one way or the other.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of stuff's happened in Kaer Maga, but it's been a while since we've been here. So yeah, are you guys gonna go to the Canary House again then in Hospice? Does that sound?
Yeah.
I think we're going to the bottoms first for the commons, and Brugar's doing Brugar things,
first.
and I'm asking around for where Philippe is.
Okay, I don't know where Philippe is, so it's up to Zedurium, but where you
he's
think
probably
he would
at
be?
the library. You know,
You think he's
or
actually
I'm not going to hang out with Philippe.
well, he might be there doing research for whatever investigation he's working on right now, or maybe he's out on the street doing active investigation work.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends.
Yeah, Philippe probably gets a lot of jobs here too, because it's like
He does pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably like not. It's probably a little different than what he was doing in like Magnamar, but there's this. It's more. There's a bit more anarchy here.
Mischievous.
Yeah, so it's probably a little bit more. Like he might be doing more espionage type stuff, even. Like almost like corporate espionage, kind of, but obviously not with corporations.
Yep.
All right.
Could be. I mean, wherever the money's at right now, and then he's probably gambling it away or something.
Whether we rest now or later, Brugar would mention that we should go to the library, the big old library they have here, and try and figure out what it is that is in that demiplane.
So the Canary House, of course, on a side note though, is the most expensive and exclusive accommodation in town. Basically, it's a very, very like fancy place. But you guys, I think you managed to avoid like pissing them off last time you guys were there. You guys had like one time where you guys got attacked and like they didn't blame you for it. They got mad at the guys that tried to attack you instead. So you guys actually are still on good terms with them. There's a male half elf that kind of runs the place, and yeah, so he was more annoyed about that. They also have the one of the things that might be to some people considered more distasteful though is that they do have the Canary House is named for the famed songbirds, which are basically slave girls that they pick for their talent of singing, train them to sing, basically.
Wait a second. Philippe's hanging out with the Towel Boys.
The Tallow Boys? Alright.
Towel.
The Towel Boys. It's a new...
Tallow.
There's an actual Tallow Boys, but yeah. The Towel Boys. It's a new group that's competing with the Tallow Boys.
They're much sexier.
Yeah, I believe the Tallow Boys are kind of like, they're like, they have like an information network as well.
It would be the Tallow, not Towel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've always called them the Towel Boys because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would object to staying at the Canary House.
That's fair. Where would you rather stay? The sorry excuse?
I'm sure we can find another place that's not as upscale as the Canary House, but still decent.
I mean, you could possibly even just stay down in the bottoms. They might even have a room for you at the Commons, which is more of a tavern slash bar.
Commons.
But they probably have some like rooms there, and Brugar's famous there, so maybe you just go there.
I'm not going to give slavers my business.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah, because there's actually that's like the thing. And Kaer Maga actually has like it's one of the
there's
there's an actual slave trade there, and like they'll actually have like tribes of gnolls and shit will even come up here to like buy and sell slaves.
Yeah, sometimes PCs even buy slaves, I hear.
That sometimes happens too. But it was fine.
If you need
because he
someone
set
to
him
carry
free.
your stuff, then
He freed
that's how
them
you do
though,
it.
so that's good.
Yeah, he freed them. There's a whole. I mean, you guys are in the
They did
commons
his
now.
bidding.
When you guys go down to the commons, you know that I mean there's a big group in there that Brugar knows. Their whole thing is about trying to free all the slaves in Kaer Maga.
Yeah.
It's like their mission.
Yeah.
So
The Freeman.
the Freeman. Yep. So that's like another
The
place.
Morgan
Theoretically, you could even just go to the Freeman and stay there probably because
We like Brugar.
they like Brugar. Yeah.
Well, go to the
But,
bottom.
yeah.
The comment.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whatever. I'm good with whatever.
Like it's probably been a while since you've been here, but like yeah, they
Yep.
after a while, like people start like, oh man, it's Brugar, and like the guy running it recognizes me. He's like, oh, Brugar is here,
Indeed.
and yeah, he's like, what brings you back to Kaer Maga? It's good to see you again.
Well, it's good to see you all too, and I start to regale them of my adventures, of besting the champion of the
Magnamar arena.
Magnamar.
Yeah.
And of my extra planar adventures, the time where I spat in the face of a primordial dragon and rejected his gift of power,
Yeah.
Oh boy.
of helping a less than fortunate swampy place, and then also of my time in solitude as the stories get more somber of why
Yeah.
I'm not here with Amber and the others.
Yeah, and he gives you a free drink and says, well, drink to their memory then.
He does. He toasts with everybody, and he does tell them that part of his business here is to exercise a muscle that is easily forgotten about, and that's the brain, because he means to go back to that plane and destroy the monster that killed his friend.
Alright. And
And he's
one of them
ambiguous
says,
about what it was, but he does give a little bit of an impression that it's something undead, because he describes it having a skull that shone with evil jewels.
uh-huh. And yeah, and there's kind of the sentiment that people here think that you're probably like, oh, I'm sure Brugar will be successful then. At least the people that are like have been here longer. And you hear there's a lot of other people like that you think probably maybe weren't here like a year ago, maybe, and they're like asking like who is this guy? And you kind of hear like people like there's other people like talking about it basically. And he offers, the guy there says you guys are welcome to he says, well, Brugar, you and your friends are welcome to stay here for free. We have accommodations for you upstairs.
I thank him kindly.
Aww.
I might still have a better perform than Burgar does. Who knows?
Before you know it,
I mean, you have
Gorg's
a
gonna be
higher
telling
bonus.
Brugar's tales for him.
Yeah, see? You have a higher perform bonus than I do, that is true.
He just needs to witness more of your greatness.
Indeed.
And then if Magical Fantasia is asking around at the Commons about Philippe, then probably somebody there will oh yeah, he's been here because he probably has done some work for the Freeman, for example, down in the bottoms.
Yeah,
If
sure.
I take
And
skill focus perform, then our bonuses will be the same.
If you take skill focus perform, okay.
Do
He's
it.
a fighter.
Good
He
13th
could
level feat.
he could do
Do
it. He could do it, and it wouldn't hurt as much because the fighter gets like 20 feet, right? So yeah. But you would hear that Philippe, you'd hear that he's in town, but maybe they don't know his exact whereabouts, or maybe they do if Zidorium wants you to find Philippe. I don't know. I don't know exactly what Philippe's up to.
Philippe's not trying to hide or anything. If you want to find him, you'll find him doing a job for the Freemen or the Towel Boys or, whoever his friends that might employ him.
Yeah, so maybe somebody can point you like, oh yeah, these days he's been spotted mostly around such and such place.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
keep
These
that in
days-
mind, and I thank them.
These
for
days
their-
he's been
Towel Boys.
These days he's been spotted
primarily.
he's been spotted mostly in hospice, in the hospice section, and working with the Tala boys.
Thanks. It's been a while since I've seen them. Yeah, spend some time at the tavern, and then I'm sure eventually we'll go to sleep, and then get up in the morning and go researching at the library.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right.
gotta figure out how to kill this thing.
Philippe will help us.
I mean, I guess he could. He could
I
help us
don't
research it.
know much about libraries.
Help research, not help kill it. He'd
Right.
die.
Then maybe we could do that. Maybe we could go and find Philippe the next day and have him help us research this thing.
I mean, he is
Oh.
your good friend after all. And from what I hear, he's quite the scholar.
He knows more about investigating things than Brugar does. That's for sure.
Well, I guess I will have to go explore the city on my own.
Gorg will
Yeah,
go
I
with
guess
you.
so.
Ah, yes, I have Gorg with me.
Although I actually kind of like that you guys are asking Philippe to help, because that kind of gets you out of one of the questions I was gonna throw at you, or like issues I was gonna throw at you guys, which was how are you guys gonna are you just gonna have to pay money to get into the Thoracic Spire? You guys have like some rare knowledge to trade them, but instead, so the next day, I'm assuming you guys probably stay up. There's probably like a night of a little bit of partying, probably, but probably turn in at some point because you're like maybe a little bit earlier than you might have otherwise. Because I do have work to do tomorrow. But the next day you go find Philippe, and he already has access right now to the Thoracic Spire. Like he's made because he uses it sometimes anyway for like his own work.
Okay.
So you won't have to pay to enter the Thoracic Spire, although you
There's
will
an
still have
open
to give
exchange
them
of information.
But you will still have to give you still have to give a sample of your blood to the librarians there to get into the Thoracic Spire. They're still going to require that.
It's a little spooky,
That's fine.
but okay. I understand why. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, they're worried. They're worried that if you steal something, they want to be able to have you be able to be tracked down.
I
That'd be what,
appreciate that Philippe is helping us.
because that'd be like what Philippe would know, like, or what he would have deduced about why they take the blood. Although I can't remember if we established that earlier. If you guys were just
We
like,
did.
I think you probably
Yeah.
knew that. But-
Yep.
So yeah, I guess with Philippe's help, we'll research this thing, and I try to describe it to him in as great detail as I can, even where we found it. It was just it seemed like, just the remains of someone who had expired within this big study, this place where it looked like there were magical experiments going on, and there was a great deal of, just stuff piled where it was,
All right.
and it was this strange skull that when what was it? Who was it? Amber that touched like the desk or something?
Yeah, Amber went up and touched the. I can't remember. She either touched something on the desk or actually like touched the remains that were sitting behind the desk. I can't remember which it was, but it was like right at the
but
desk.
basically, when it was disturbed, it started moving around and making these evil sounds, and then a death-filled scream that tore the life from our friends.
Okay, and that's a pretty good knowledge religion roll, even for Philippe being lower level than you guys.
Yeah, I'm
So-
just
You
guessing
might get a
that's what
bonus.
it is. I don't
from
have the
being in
character
the
sheet.
spire.
Right, you're also getting a bonus from being in the spire, the thoracic spire. And if anybody else wants to roll knowledge religion, you could also roll knowledge planes if you don't have it, because it might uncover some other information, or even
Hold
knowledge
on.
history.
Oh,
Raziel
Savath
tries to help.
can help a little.
He tries so hard.
Let's see. I will roll. What's my best roll? You said history?
Yeah, so if you don't have knowledge religion, you can do like a knowledge history or knowledge planes, and you might uncover some a little bit extra details as well that are relevant to this
I'll be back on
instance.
Savath, I don't know shit.
Potentially.
Savath puts down the book and starts waiting impatiently. She's like,
There's a lot of books here.
Yeah, Gorg's having fun out here. We're going roaming around the city, and I'm asking about my old mentor.
Oh, he's probably getting
Well, not
haggled
directly,
to buy
but about the
things.
blinking tower.
And now that he has coins, he's probably like buying random pointless
He like
stuff.
spends all of his money on like little trinkets.
Yeah.
I feel like he should
Alright.
spend all of his money on little trinkets and like every single food stand he runs across. He's like, oh, it's frogs on a stick. I'll take that.
Oh god.
In terms of the tower, what you hear about the tower is that like right now it isn't, you can't see it. It's blinked out right now, and you hear that it hasn't shown up for about 6 months right now. That was the last time they saw it, was 6 months ago. It was only there for like a day.
I'll eventually try and wander over to that location.
Okay. I'll say with a knowledge history check. Okay, cool. So if you remember as well that there is part of the spire that you actually like don't have good access to because it's hard to get to. So if anybody has a way that they want to try to get up there, let me know. You might have access to bigger bonuses, but
Like
also it could
climbing?
potentially be dangerous. Like flying or trying to teleport. Although I think you guys, Philippe would know teleporting is probably not the way to do it.
I mean, I can
teleport.
fly up there. Not that my roll was very good, but I have my flying domain power, whatever that lets me fly for
Okay.
10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
And
if you
use
try,
20 times a day.
so if you maybe ask what the Philippe would tell you, you're fine as long as you use flight to get up there. But if you try to teleport, bad things could happen because they have protections against teleportation effects here. But there's parts of it that you can't reach without using like magical flight. So he maybe tells you. He maybe
you
actually
tell me a book you want me to find for you, Philippe. I can go up there and find it and bring it down for you to look at.
right. So he might direct you to like get some books up there. That he's like, well, I've never been up there, but I've worked with other people that can fly up here, and that's normally what he does. So yeah, he maybe directs you
Yep.
to go up there and get some
So
books as well.
Fly and get whatever books he wants.
And so you basically get all the information about how this creature works mechanically. And you're going to get a little bit of extra information about this one specifically as well. So the key traits on this thing, what it does, it has flat DR 20, like no way to overcome it apart from if you use a Vorpal weapon, it ignores all DR on it. It's immune to any spells that allow spell resistance. It can regenerate as well. Like if you destroy it, it regenerates in about 2 to 12 days, so about a roughly a week on average, but it could be a little bit more or less. In order to fully destroy it, you have to pour holy water over its corpse and use over the remains after you disable them. And you have to use use like a hollow spell or some other way to sanctify the remains.
Oh, we're getting the scoop on the thing?
You're getting the scoop on the thing. So yeah, I was saying it has DR20 flat.
DR20 all, except against Vorpal weapons.
Right, so if you have a Vorpal weapon...
after 2 to 12 days.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you pour holy water over it and make it holy.
Yeah, you'd have to cast... The spell that they specify is the Hallow spell, Hallow. Hallow, I think that's how that's pronounced.
You have to consecrate the area.
Mm-hmm. It's like a stronger consecrate.
Yeah, it's something that takes 24 hours to cast. So it's a big huge ritual, and it has you need a bunch of herbs, oils, and incense worth at least 1,000 gold.
I have just one question. How do I get to play this as a PC? Because it sounds fun.
You don't.
Generally you don't, but we'll get to that. We'll get to how these are created, how something becomes this. You do know it's immune to any spell or spell-like ability that allows spell resistance, but there are certain effects that some spells have. If you use Dispel Evil on it, the spell Dispel Evil, it just does damage to them. It's not what the spell normally does, but it just, if you cast it here instead of its normal effects, you can cast it at it and do 2d6 points of damage with no saving throw. Holy Smite, the spell Holy Smite affects it normally, and if you are encountering it while ethereal, the power word kill spell can damage it. You can also damage it with the Shatter spell.
Because of all the gems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shatter spells deal damage to it with no saving throw, just 1d6 per 2 caster levels up to a maximum of 10d6. So if you can just prepare a bunch of Shatters, that can potentially do some good damage to it. Now of course, you already know about its one of its best, strongest abilities and scariest abilities, which is at will. It can use basically a weaker version of the spell Wail of the Banshee, which is just a fortitude save, and if you fail it, you take 150 damage or something. I think it's
120.
I think it's 120 in this case because it's 10 per caster level, and it casts it. You also know, though, that it has at-will ability to... They have the at-will ability... They have True Scene, constant, at-will telekinesis, and they can put curses on people. You also, though, know that another ability they have is they can devour a soul of something and implant it within the gems that are kind of in there. So that's basically another kind of save or die effect that it has as well, fortitude save based. And even if you succeed, you get negative levels. So no matter what's going to debuff you with it. So even if you manage to disable the Wail of the Banshee effect, which isn't like an actual Banshee, you think if you cast a silent spell on the area that's in, the Wail of the Banshee will get turned off, but you'll still have this Devour Soul ability. And if somebody's soul gets devoured by this thing, then there's basically no way to bring it back
Ew.
if it consumes the soul to heal itself, because it can do that.
Yeah.
It can consume souls that it's absorbed to heal itself,
Ew.
and at which point you would need a miracle or a wish to bring it back. So they're very, very dangerous, is the point. But you also think if you put an effect like the Whale of Banshee part, you can think you can deal with. You can either do it with a silent spell, you think, or if you put like a Death Ward spell, it technically kills by doing like negative energy damage, and Death Ward would make you immune to it. Or at least would like reduce the damage enough that probably wouldn't one-shot you. But its silence work really well too. Yeah, it's insane.
Okay.
But you know that as long as you don't disturb its treasure or anything else, like anything in its possession there, anything in that room, if you don't touch anything or disrupt it in any way, it's gonna leave you alone. It takes no actions on intruders unless its remains or treasures are disturbed. So you also think that if you went in there, you could theoretically like cast as much buffs as you want. You could set up like traps and such, and like you could cast the silence spell on the area around it before you even start fighting it, and it's not going to care. It's just going to sit there. But yeah, these things are really hard to kill though. You also though learn some other stuff you learn as well, that not all of them have this torpor ability. So you guys know firsthand that this particular one does, but you know that there are some instances where some of them are what's called an awakened demi-lich, which is one where so I guess we'll get into that.
That's
so
a
what
worst
causes
case scenario.
what causes a demi-lich? A demi-lich and this will start to kind of make a little bit of sense now. Based on what you guys saw last time you were there. A demi-lich normally happens because the phylactery that is supposed to house their soul fails. And thinking back on it, you might remember that there was a sign of this strange magical explosion that happened. You guys ended up not really investigating it too close, but if you had, that might have been a hint potentially of what was going on here, because thinking now, reading this, you maybe Raziel and Brugar maybe would think, oh, that makes sense, because you probably saw that where a phylactery might have been housed as part of those. There was a spot in that, like
The mage
in the
pedestal
treasures there.
place.
Yeah, where they had all the stuff on there, where it looked like there was a sign of an explosion that happened.
Yeah,
And you're thinking that
right.
might have been where there might have been a lich's phylactery there that fell apart. And what normally happens, so there's kind of two general ways where somebody becomes a demi-lich. The first is they sit around and don't do anything for long enough, or they kind of get bored, basically, as is almost how it happens, right? If they just sit around and don't do anything, then for a long enough time, then their phylactery ends up failing, and like their soul kind of ends up getting destroyed. Another way that it can happen as well, though, is if a lich uses like astral projection and doesn't come back for a long enough time, the same sort of thing can happen. So it's possible. If that's the case, I mean, the phylactery will have been destroyed and there's no way for the soul to return, but it's theoretically that the soul of this demi-lich might actually still be out there, just trapped on the astral plane with no way to return. Because its body and phylactery are both gone, it has nothing for its soul to return to. But there are some situations, especially in the cases of the latter, where a lich's intellect is able to return back to the skull, and theoretically can become an awakened demi-lich by if they return back to their skull and then they can manage to rehouse their soul within the demi-lich, then they retain their intelligence and they're able to cast spells just like normal on top of having all the demi-lich abilities. So that's kind of like the worst case scenario. And in that case, they don't have the torpor. So you're pretty sure that isn't what's going on here, because that thing didn't react until you guys actually did anything.
Okay.
But that's something to think about. But you also learn something else in a very, very obscure tome that is dug up from like the top floor up there, and it talks about somebody who uh, who kind of describes something that matches what you guys saw. Like he describes a demiplane that he lived on. That he kind of describes that he grew up in a demiplane, like separate from the rest of the world, and he describes a very strange culture there of people that like he kind of says like, well, before I got out of there, I thought that the world, there was no world outside the demiplane, that it had all been destroyed, because he says that's what he grew up hearing, that he was hearing that the gods had basically destroyed the world, and that he and his people were like refugees in this little demiplane. And he describes that there was a large central building, and he kind of describes what he later found out was a demi-lich was in there. He says that he and his friends went in there once, and like he was the only one that survived. Like his friends all got killed they went in and started poking around in it, and this creature came alive and killed them all, and he managed to run away. But he says later on he plane shifted out of there, and he hasn't been back, but he managed to find his way out, and he just hadn't been able to find a way to get back.
Dang.
But yeah, so this is like a really old thing too. You're like, this is something that happened like 200 years ago. It's like a really
History
ancient,
repeats itself.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so you have this kind of tome with some information about what's in there, and yeah, he's describing that there was like a settlement in there. So I know that was a lot of exposition. So do you guys have anything you would like further elaboration on, or any questions or anything like that?
The guy doesn't remember any
No.
specific names of people within this community.
He lists some names, but this is 200 years ago, so like, oh yeah, there was Jill, like the village elder. But you suspect that the names probably aren't super relevant anymore. But he does kind of describe like how the society functions. He says like, since he's come to Galarian, everything that he'd gotten as far as food was all like made by magic. So he's saying like found out like he never realized that people here like grew food, right? But he's saying that kind of makes sense now from like hearing stories of what we described as like the old world. So it's kind of this weird like curiosity kind of thing where like, and this is told through like a journal, kind of like somebody who's like kind of talking about like interviewing. So this isn't even from his perspective directly. This is like,
do we know who this
secondhand.
person is? What their name is?
Anecdote.
Yeah, he had a name. His name was Mac Wolf.
John Cena. Dee dee dee.
No, it was
What?
Mac Wolf.
Mac Wolf. Okay, so it's not the guy who we're supposed to find.
Although he tells you, from reading in there, it says the guy, yeah, it wasn't the guy you're supposed to find. He says that he took the name Wolf after coming here. That when over there they didn't use the concept of like surnames wasn't like something that they practiced there, and that's something that was a name he took when he came to Galarian.
So we're supposed to find that.
You're supposed to find someone named Aradel. Yeah, you're supposed to find somebody named Aradel, but and you're kind of thinking that there's a pretty good chance that Aradel was a lich that became a demi-lich. Yeah, you're pretty sure. You don't know 100%. Like Pedriarch never said anything about him being a lich, but you think that's probably a reasonable assumption that that's probably what happened.
Yeah,
you do know that Aradel would have been
magic lab and in this demi-plane that's super secret.
Right, Aradel's the one that created the demiplane, so... And that felt like kind of the center sanctum of, like, the demiplane, right?
Yeah, the one we just went straight towards, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, armed with this knowledge, I ask my magically talented companions if they have access to the kinds of spells that would work against this thing.
Not it.
Almost. I need to ask my god for more power.
You do have access to silence to shut down the the whale.
Sure, but how good is doing that if he just regenerates over 2 to 12 days?
Right, or if he just devours your soul with his other ability. That's almost as scary as the whale of Banshee ability.
This Vorpal weapon thing concerns Brugar. He's never heard of a weapon called a Vorpal weapon.
What does Vorpal mean?
Brugar doesn't know.
Vorpal weapon is just a weapon enchantment.
That costs +5.
It's super expensive, and what it does is if you roll a nat 20 and confirm your crit, it beheads them.
If they're
that one shot a demi-lich?
No, the demi-lich is not beheadable.
It wouldn't, because it's just a head. But the Vorpal has a special ability against the demi-lich, basically, where it just ignores the DR.
Or DR20, yeah.
Also, if you ever run into a Jabberwock and you have a Vorpal weapon, it fucking runs away.
Yeah, that's pretty useful. Yeah,
I don't know,
it's just one of those...
A Vorpal weapon would be pretty good on Raziel.
Like, if you run into one,
maybe.
Sure. But if you're buying one, it is not worth it.
They're not efficient generally. I mean, they might be in this case if you need it for a specific task because you're going to face a Jabberwock or because you're going to face all the demi-lich.
A Vorpal weapon is not something you're going to be able to buy anywhere.
But yeah, you're not going to have a easy time finding one.
I mean, you might be able to find it in the City of Brass.
That's somewhere you might be able to find it, yeah.
Anyways, it's fine.
But even then, it's super expensive, and it's probably like the thing is with it's
that would be like an item that's in the it's like one of like the Sultan's heirloom.
Right. I mean even just a +1 Vorpal weapon is on the same like power level as your weapon that you got from Fier. Like it's +1 lower in terms of its enhancement. A +2 is equivalent to it. A +2 Vorpal weapon is equivalent to it in terms of its bonus. So it's normally the kind of weapon that you're probably if you want to try to get a Vorpal weapon, you're probably going to be looking at going on a quest to find a Vorpal weapon. And it's probably not going to be a very necessarily.
I don't think we need a Vorpal weapon
unless you're super lucky.
What did we think, or what does Reza think we can do about the soul devouring? How do we defend ourselves against that kind of power?
Well, Eddie,
Raziel might not have something.
Saves and you defeat it before it can drain somebody's soul enough.
Well, Brugar, from what he heard, I guess from what you guys talked about in the book, he's like, well, do you know of any kind of spells or enchantments that would protect your soul? Or at least your life force, because they read in the book that it tries to drain your life.
Right. If you make a fort save, it's a high DC fort save. The same DC as the Whale of the Banshees, actually.
It might be a death ward, so whatchamacallit, Death Ward might help against the DC.
Yeah, it might give a plus.
Death Ward might also negate the energy drain.
I don't know if Death Ward does that.
I can't remember. Let me double check. It might have like a bonus or some effect for it. Oh, no, it actually makes you, it does make you immune to it. Subject is immune to energy drain or any negative energy effects. So, yeah, it doesn't remove negative levels, but it stops you from It does remove the penalties
Gaining-
of negative levels for its duration, and it stops you from gaining more. So yeah, Death Ward is the spell that you would probably want. It's a level 4 cleric spell. So
Yep.
even if you can't cast it, you could theoretically get scrolls
No,
of
I
it,
can cast
for
it.
example. You can cast level 4 spells? Okay, so yeah, you
Yeah,
can cast it.
here's the thing: is I need one more level for level 5 spells, which is where Hollow lives. But I guess I can get a scroll for that,
You could get a scroll of it, yeah.
or a couple scrolls in case it fails. Wait, if I fail, do I have to get a new scroll? Or can I use the
Well,
same
if you
scroll?
fail to use a scroll, it doesn't like consume it unless you fuck it up real bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know what I want to do is I want to get 1 or 2 scrolls of Hollow, and otherwise I should be able to protect us fairly well from its powers. I'll silence the area so it's unable to scream, and I will give Brugar, I'll give you the Death Ward blessing from my god, and he will protect you from the negative powers of the Demi-Lich.
Well, I appreciate that, Raziel, but hold on, we might be jumping the gun a little bit on this, because I turn to our ally, and I tell him that what I and Raziel feel like we need to do is go back there, figure out what's going on, and probably destroy that abomination. But you, all of you, you four, is this something that you want to, follow through with us on?
Well,
This
I'm
is
not
a
there.
dangerous, deadly.
There's every
Right,
chance
so
we
this is-
die.
This is directed to Savath and Alcé then, because
Yeah.
like what's their stake in this?
Savath says, well, why exactly are we doing this again?
I tell them that back when we had Amber and Tiki and
Alias or
no,
It was Kael at that point.
Kael.
It was Kael.
Yeah, Kale. Back when we had
Superfood.
our original, back when we had our friend, we were trying to find a way to destroy or even combat a demon lord called Deklausar. That Tiki's god had tapped her for reasons unknown and given her this mission.
So we're gonna go kill a god?
What's a Razal wants to do?
Try to fight it. We found.
But that's neither here nor
Primary.
there. What we need to do is we first need to get revenge for our friends.
Well, hold on. We found a mad dragon, and I don't mean a mad as an angry dragon, a mad as in a crazy dragon.
Well, that's no
That
good.
was working with these individuals and trying to build a cult to destroy all the gods. And they had somehow made weapons that were deadly enough to harm them. And Brugar tells Savath and Alcé that like it, and they're real. I've held one in my hands before.
God
And
slaying weapon.
I also threw one into a volcano.
That's probably where they belong, to be fair.
Philippe just shakes his
Basic-
head like, can't believe you did that. I think it was Philippe at that time.
No, it was
Oh, yeah,
Raziel.
Raziel.
Was it me? Okay. But I'm
This
just like
was,
shaking
like-
my head like,
This was like
yeah, I
2
can't believe you did
sessions
that.
before you guys encountered the Demo Lich, so this was
Yeah, I just don't remember when Raziel retired.
actually it might have only been one
So
session
you
before
wanna
the
go
Demo Lich, I
back?
It was
think.
just the session
Get your
before.
revenge.
Yeah, it was
So
literally
it was
this one
like
session
3 weeks
before.
before because it was one of those silly breaks.
Right. So part of it's for getting revenge,
Well, it's
yeah.
partly it's to avenge our fallen comrades. And the other part of it is that Raziel here, his god is also still concerned about this demon lord. And since his goals are kind of like Tiki's goals, I feel like it's something that we were kind of chosen to do. And if anything, I do it in memory of my friend.
Well, Gorg's life before mine, my life before anything, will help you, but if things don't look so good, I do recommend running.
Well, that's what we did before.
That's good.
This time will be different.
Well,
We know
I
what
don't
to
have
expect.
the tools
We
to
know
fight
what we're
this
up
thing,
against.
other than I can strike true.
Well, you're kind of in the same boat that I am. That book described
Don't worry.
that creature's
Godre
defenses
will
being
grant us
high.
the powers we need.
If he can get us past nigh impregnable defenses, then sure. But I mean, even I can only put so much power into my attack.
Yeah, so out of character, this is just going to be something where I think Raziel has to do a lot of the work in this fight. Like
Maybe.
Well, I mean,
tank,
as a holy
but,
caster,
like,
you do have a lot of work that you could do.
I have a lot of the
but-
spells we need, and I have a lot of DPS.
Keep in mind, though, you don't have to just think about this as a combat puzzle. Like, you could just... There could be something else that you haven't thought of, perhaps.
Right, because
There's maybe other
didn't
avenues of
explore very
approaching this.
He said we can set traps and prepare with as long as we don't touch anything to activate it.
That's true.
Right.
But that's still part of the combat puzzle.
That's going back to the combat side of it. But yeah, if you think... I'm just saying, like, theoretically, there might be some other solutions that... I mean, there might even be a solution that I haven't thought about that you guys could come up with that's completely out of the box, and I'm like, oh, damn, that's smart, and maybe it'll work. I don't know. But, I mean, I can think of some other stuff you could theoretically try as well that might work or help out a lot that I'm not going to tell you, but, like,
You're talking
you
about
guys have...
for getting past the Demi-Lich, or what? I guess I don't understand. We found the Demi-Lich,
No, so
but we're trying to find...
Yeah, I'm just saying there's some other
Arendelle
ways
or
you could
whatever.
achieve... Right, there's some other things you could do to potentially achieve your goals besides just going and fighting the Demi-Lich is all I'm going to say.
right, we were trying to find Arendelle so that we could convince
I don't
the
remember
dragon
what...
that
Yeah.
he should make weapons for us.
Mm-hmm.
But
So the end goal is to
we
get the
kinda
God
went
Slave
in
weapon so we
there-
have a chance against Zekhlasar.
Right. But
Correct.
we kind of went in there and just went right to the Demi-Lich and fought it. Brugard does mention that he remembered seeing some kind of, like... There was an outside to wherever they were through windows.
Yeah,
And there
you
were
guys heard
children
people out there.
playing.
Well, yeah,
And-
that's probably the community that person was talking about.
right.
Yeah,
At the
and-
time, I think you guys just thought they were probably spooky ghost children and they weren't really there.
Yes.
That's probably why you just
Maybe
ignored them.
it's worth an investigation this time because destroying the Demi-Lich, I think, should be the last thing we do there.
And Philippe's like, oh, Brugar, are you trying to convince me to come by saying it's an investigation?
No, I didn't.
He's like, no, Philippe, I don't want you coming with.
Oh.
You'll just die.
Oh, again. Again.
Oh, good.
Well, good. I'm happy here. But I'm of course, more than happy to help you, says Philippe.
You might have PTSD if you go.
I thank him, and I tell him that your help right now has been invaluable.
No, you guys
I
probably would
wish
have
there was
spent...
more I could do to help avenge my old friends.
You probably would have spent several days in here, getting sequential
research.
bonuses going higher, doing more and more research before you found anything. And you probably would have had to be here for like weeks, but Raziel found it. But with Raziel, not Raziel, with Philippe helping out, you were able to find it a lot quicker because his
Oh, yeah.
knowledge checks are absurdly high compared to everyone else in the party.
What a great character. Optimized for perception and knowledge.
Well, I mean, those characters do have a place within parties.
Yeah.
The Strange Aeons group just got that kind of character.
We've been okay with knowledges because, but
You've been
yeah,
okay, but your knowledge is.
But we haven't
very
had,
narrow.
like, a-
It's like arcane and planes, and that's it.
arcane and planes. Yep.
Like you
It's like
guys
something-
struggle a lot with like digging for information.
We unlocked all the library stuff pretty quick though.
Like, I have all of the monster stuff, I just don't have local. I was missing everything.
But you guys are also lacking a lot of divination, like
That's
ways
true.
of finding information that isn't
Yeah.
that are non-practical ways. And
2, 4,
I think
6,
you'll
8.
find,
We will do divinate.
yeah, I think you'll find Gus to be very valuable in that department.
Well, that's apparently what we need, so we don't just like wander into strange,
Demi-liches?
strange laboratories where we all get paralyzed. Or strange demi-liches.
That kind of was.
That was
Those
those stupid
bees
wasps,
were not
man.
fun. Fuck those bees.
No, yeah, I've seen Hell Wasp Swarm stat blocks before, and I was like, man, these things suck.
Yeah, no, but we had the tools to deal with them, so I mean, we got through it. It was tough, but we got through it.
I don't think this party has the tools to deal with those.
This party would maybe be okay. They have 2 people with breath weapons.
Yeah, I suppose there's...
Probably not. Probably not. It'd probably be tough. Actually, would these breath weapons even work?
To the poison?
Are these
Just 'cause
fire
it's a
damage
dwarf?
breath weapons? I don't remember. I feel like Gorg's might be, but Gorg's
I
is
think
also
Gorg's
like low
is.
level. But Savath's is the one that
Savath
actually
has
does
a-
damage.
A cold war.
Yeah, Savath's would work then. But I don't know. I feel like it might be one of those things where you end up being like, yeah, we have all this AoE, and then it like lives with like 5 health, and you're like, all right, how do you guys do the last 5 points of damage? You're like, ah, fuck, I don't know.
Torches!
We swing torches at it. They're immune to fire damage though. These stupid
Oh.
fucking wasps. So
They're
Ice
not immune, they're
torches.
just resistant too.
oh yeah, they're resistant to, but they're still a torch wouldn't work. I ended up just like using my Magus arcane pool to like put every type of elemental besides fire on it, and just be like, I swing my super elemental bullshit into it, and hope. And I think I used shocking grasp or something, but yeah, I just did a bunch of elemental
Yeah, you
damage
did.
to him to finish off one of them. And I think Cormac did a bunch of AoE damage.
Yeah, he shouted.
Yeah, he
I
also
would be
used
pretty
Flame Strike,
not good.
which even though it does fire, is only half of it can be resisted, and like, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you guys have some information, and you can start planning your next move, I guess.
Well, I think the next move is to journey back to the plane
To just go there.
after like a year and some time.
Buy a scroll or 2 of hollow. How much are scrolls?
Scrolls are expensive. It might be one of those
Especially
things
when
where
they're
you end
that
up
high
having
level.
to like say we're going back to Magnamar and we're going to do some side gigs and save money too. But
I wouldn't mind that either. I like side gigs.
Scroll cost 5th level. That's not that bad. It's only 11.25.
Plus the
So.
material component of hollow.
yeah, you have to include the material component.
Oh, you do? Oh.
Yeah. And I think
hollow has a material component.
Yeah, it's 1,000 gold, I thought, or something like that.
so. The hollow spell in this case needs to spell
Costs
evil.
1,000 gold per level of the spell to be included in the hollowed area. What?
Which it needs to spell evil, which is a 5th level spell. So it
Hang
needs
on, hang on. It needs to spell evil?
to spell evil and hollow. You need the hollow to be added into this hollow spell in this case.
So I have
you're
to
looking
cast to spell evil too, which is also a 5th level spell.
that's correct. And it needs 6,000 gold worth of herbs, oils, and incense. So it's very expensive.
8,250 gold.
for a
yeah,
scroll of
you
it.
would still have to pay like the 6,000 gold anyway.
That's true.
You're just like an extra 2,000 off.
Perhaps we can find some priests or someone who will be able to help us out. Some really powerful priests
Maybe.
who would be happy to help us get rid of a
maybe
demi-lich.
we'll find Oddvold and Tamar.
Oddvold and Tamar? You think he's a priest?
No, I'm just saying that's like a fucking side quest.
Oh, that's something you could
stay
do
here
in the
and
meantime,
we
yeah.
make money. Because I mean, if
Yeah, you can-
in one more level, I will have a. Well, no, I only have one 5th level spell. I need 2.
There
Well,
are
you
some
could-
interesting things that can happen in Kaer Maga.
The good news is now you've been here, so Trissa can teleport you guys to here and to Magdevar and back and forth, so...
Yeah.
So I don't think I have enough wisdom to get an extra spell level. I have way too many points in strength.
You could go around and try to randomly open tears in planar reality with the item you guys just got.
No, that's a bad idea.
Well, yeah, it's a terrible idea, but you could do it.
Was I able to UMD
It's a
call the
terrible idea.
We're able to do what now? Oh,
UMD
try to get
call the
into...
tower?
No.
Then I am going. Speaking of tears, I'm gonna pull out that thing.
Oh no.
I'm gonna use it here.
At least I'm not there.
Alright,
See if
give
this
me a
works to
minute.
call the tower.
I knew I shouldn't have given her that thing. God damn it. Well, Pluto, find whatever crazy creature you want us to fight that comes in from another plane of existence.
What's going on?
Maybe
he
the
went toward
town
the
will pay us a lot of money to take care of it.
He went to to where Amber's tower is and tried to pull it like UMD to pull the tower back from wherever it is to Kaer Maga, and that didn't work. So Trissa was like, "Well, I'm gonna try using the planar terror thing that we just found at the tower."
Oh, that thing.
And we're not there to stop her, so she's just gonna do it.
Alright, let's see if the character ends up killing itself.
And then we never saw Trissa again.
All right, when you do it, it doesn't summon the tower. But it does cause everything around you to get very, very dark. And light, like you can't, everything gets super dark and shadowy.
Yep. We've already been in
Yeah.
Shadow
Uh-oh.
Realm.
You can, if you
I'm
have knowledge
accidentally
planes,
a supervillain.
if you're knowledge planes, you can kind of recognize this. Looks like you're bleeding in part of the part of a plane. It's probably pretty obvious
Adiana can
out
do
of character. All right.
It's from Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
That's still good enough to know it looks like it's taking on features of the shadow plane.
that. Well, this was not what I wanted to do,
No, but you
But-
did.
but I did.
This is what you wanted to do.
And yeah, so what do you do now? You're kind of in this weird spot where the shadow plane looks
Is
like
it
it's intruding
spreading?
on this part of Kaer Maga.
It's creeping into the...
I put
This
back
dimension.
my device,
Okay.
and fly back a little bit, and I watch over
Do you
it
try
to
to
make
like
sure that
nonchalantly
nobody gets
whistle
hurt.
away?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it expands too much. when you put it away, it looks like it stops where it's at, but yeah, it's spread out to take up like kind of that whole block. And go ahead and roll a perception check.
Adiana, you're gonna carry me on this one, right? Gorig might also want to help out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Gorg's
Gorg's
with you.
like, I'm gonna tell my mom.
I'm telling my mom, yeah.
That's Adiana's.
Ooh, you're in trouble now. Adiana sees some shadows flitting around in it too.
Uh-oh. You did this. This is your mess.
Don't go get Philippe and have him try to deal with it, by the way. We've established that he's particularly ill-suited to deal with shadows.
Yeah,
we all
Philippe
roll a
sees
perception?
shadows flying around in normal.
Gorg can roll one.
She's
She's with Trissa right now, right?
Gorig, yeah, he's with Trissa. 1 second.
Yeah. So
God
Gorg can
damn
roll
it.
perception as well.
Philippe's gonna be pissed with you. It's very dangerous what you've done.
I think your bonuses are high enough that even with a 3, you see these as well. You see there's like some shadows flitting around in this little tear that Trissa's made.
I guess we have to go deal with these. Are shadows immune to mind-affecting abilities?
They're undead, so yes.
Yes, they are.
Not all undead are
Mindless undead.
immune to mind-affecting. Only mindless undead are.
Well, shadows are not mindless, but well, they have an intelligence score, but I think they're still immune to mind affecting.
I'm sorry, what did Gorg see? I'm trying to juggle dinner right now.
Shadows in the tear that Trissa just opened at where the flickering tower normally
He'll
is.
point him out to Trissa and say, let's get out of here.
Yeah, Trissa sees him too, but
Yeah, let's get out of here. Bad news. Shadows bad
this is
news.
dangerous. Yeah, undead just have immunity to all mind-affecting effects. Charms, compulsions, morale effects, patterns, and phantasms.
Good idea, Trissa.
What
Let's just
about,
farm shadows till we level
divination
up to
mind-affecting
13.
effects?
Says mind-affecting, they're immune to it.
Oof.
Shadows are also wonderful
Adiana,
for
what can you
corporeal.
do against these things? I think you might actually be able to do something. Weapons.
Gotta love the incorporeal.
Nah, she has, the Starlight Blast. Yeah, these deal holy damage.
Yeah, that'll work.
Can shadows fly?
Yeah,
can.
they can. They can fly, yeah, they have a fly. That's the only way they can move, in fact. They actually can't walk. They just fly everywhere. They're incorporeal.
How many shadows do we see? Like, just
You
a
see
couple,
3 of them.
or 3
Yeah,
of
you just
them?
see 3 right now. But you worry that there might be more that could show up.
We will try... Adiana and I will try to deal with 3.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And we never saw
let the
Trissa again.
Let the strength damaging attacks begin.
I think Chains of Light, can work on these guys.
Maybe one at a time.
Maybe. Actually, no, I don't think they do because they're immune. They are immune to paralysis. So.
Oh, they are? Well, then never mind.
Uh-huh.
We will not
They're
fight these
shadows.
guys. Oh, I have
How do
Psychic
you-
Strike.
Hold a shadow.
Although that goes into fucking things' minds.
So when are you gonna go and fess up that you did something bad so we can bail you out?
Let me go read Psychic Strike, and I'll ask the GM if it's mind affecting.
Is that like a bloodline ability?
Yeah, it's a supernatural bloodline ability.
Did you start combat?
No,
yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
And
Gorg's
Tristan's
telling
gonna
you,
take
let's go.
out all the shadows by herself.
No, Tristan, no.
I think it probably reads as it's mind affecting, but I'll let you decide.
At first level, you can overwhelm the minds of those nearby. That sounds pretty mind affecting to me.
Yeah. That's
I
what
think
I
it's
said.
Probably mind affecting.
Yeah.
I did
So,
preface
that's-
it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
it's
fair.
just funny that you even tried it all.
It's funny. It's funny that the first word has the words minds in it.
It doesn't say that it's mind affecting in the thing. It just
Yeah.
says you throw it into their
If
mind.
you go by a super rules as written, you could maybe make an argument for it not being mind affecting, but I'm pretty sure rules as intended, it definitely
If
is.
I hit somebody really hard in the head with my hammer, technically I'm overwhelming their mind.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, and I did look
Hammer-
at it too, because a psychic strike could be like a telekinetic blast or something like that, which might not be mind affecting. But in this case, I think this one is a mind affecting one.
Yeah.
Just the way it's flavored as and how it's written.
Is
Yeah,
it
it's
because
not because of
incorporeal
the
are immune
psychic
to
level, right?
paralysis?
Technically, undead are immune to paralysis, but I think incorporeal might be too. I'm not sure, but I know undead are.
Oh, undead are
actually
immune
has
to
listed.
paralysis? Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Undead are all immune to a lot of things.
Like, they're immune to being
Yeah.
alive.
But they also have a lot of like specific weaknesses too. So, just they're not
Yeah.
things that you have access to very easily. I think.
Yeah,
What
this,
are
this
undead weak to,
character
like
is
holy?
not good at dealing with undead.
Mhm.
Weak to positive energy. Positive energy is how you kill undead most of the time.
Right, and then there's a lot of spells that are specifically like like there's a spell like
Destroy
Uh,
undead or whatever.
yeah, there's a spell that makes you invisible to
Disrupt
undead, for example, as well. There's like stuff like that are like specifically tailored to only work against undead.
Hollywood
I will
undead.
go try and find the authorities and be like, something strange happened. There's
Okay.
monsters in
I want
town.
to see that bluff roll.
Please help.
You go around and you quickly realize
no
that
guards.
this is Kaer Maga. There is no authority here, especially not in the high side stacks.
Shit.
You think you see like someone that's staying on the side. You're like, that guy looks like a town guard, but it turns out he's actually a bouncer for one of the towers there, and like he's like, not my problem.
Damn psychic sorcerer with every single one of your spells being mind affecting.
You weren't designed to fight undead.
I
You
was
want to fight
not.
living things. Illusions work really good though against certain illusions work really good against undead as long as they're glamours and figments.
Yes, glamours and figments work fine on undead. And
Because undead typically have very bad will saves.
yeah, they often have
More
bad
like
will
won't
saves,
save.
and often also have bad fort saves, but then they're immune to most of the stuff that requires them. So,
Yeah.
but like channel energy or something. That's one of the things too. So like even like Zerdurium's wizard that has a turn undead thing at the DC 9 or
10.
whatever. Yeah, it'll still work a lot of times because a lot of times the will saves on undead are really bad.
No, I have exactly what I need. I have Disrupt Undead. We can go into initiative. I've got
I just said that.
Okay, you run back and try to fight the shadows. I guess you,
let me go get my
Gorig, yeah, you and Gorig,
No,
and
Gorg's after there.
oh, Gorig ran off.
He's going back to his mom.
Went back to tell his mom. Yeah,
Yeah.
back to go tell on you. So he's got to tattle. So go ahead and roll initiative, I guess. I'm gonna throw some shadows on the map, I guess, and we're not gonna use an actual combat map.
I'm gonna go grab some more food.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep them coming, Trissa. Get that XP for the party. Or maybe
I need to
Trissa's
do
just trying to get level
something.
13 without us. Maybe that's
There
what's
we
No,
going
I'm not
on.
trying to get level 13 without
Wait,
you.
are we
It's
in
just
combat?
what she would do. She would try and fight them if she can.
Well, Trissa's in combat.
I'm joking.
Gorg's pulling her away.
No, Gorg left.
I thought Gorg already left.
Let's
That's
take
what I
other
heard.
ways.
He
Gorg
said,
went to go
"Let's
tell.
go,
Gorg
Trissa."
went to tattle.
I didn't do that. Maybe you guys did that for
Uh,
me.
I just assumed somebody
We
told me
assumed
that,
since
so
you
I
said
just
you wanted to
assumed.
leave.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
he
if
would
Gorg's still
pull
there, then
her
Gorg can
away.
roll initiative.
Oh, you,
Well, she wants to
okay.
fight.
Yeah, no,
I guess
he
Ron's
grabs
rolling
her
initiative,
and pulls
too.
her away.
Although Alcé isn't with you guys, so.
So unless
Ron
you're
just
gonna
really wants
fight
to
Gorg,
play combat,
Can't you do
probably.
something against these, Gorig? I think we can take them.
He starts to fly with you in his grasp.
Okay. Whatever.
Gorg says
Gorg
shadows
grapples
are
me.
bad news. Bad news. Bad news.
Okay.
We-
So
Sorry,
you guys
I've
go
been
to
eating,
the
so-
Thoracic Spire and. Yeah, you go to the Thoracic Spire and be like, Mom!
Amber, no, not Amber. Trissa is trying to do stuff.
Trissa.
Trissa got in trouble. Alright. Well, in that case, they don't let you into they don't let Gorg and Trissa into the library because they're like,
Oh.
you guys. But if you mention, Savath, they'll be like, okay, well, we'll let them know that you're here.
Yeah, Savath will come out.
Okay. And then Gorg tells Savath about what happened. About, oh, there's a bunch of shadows down there.
And Savath says, good plan. People die to those things.
Okay. And then from there, I guess you go tell everybody else about it, and you guys could deal with it as a party. I don't know.
If they want to.
What's this? Trissa used the wand and caused shadows to show up? That girl. She'll never
Did Gorg
learn.
say that? Because I'm not saying
Did someone tell me that? I don't know.
Nobody.
I don't know, it
told me
depends.
that.
How
I
many
heard
Gorg-
that
how much-
It looks like there's some monsters that appeared in town. I don't know what
Yeah,
they
like,
are, but I don't
if
think I can deal
Gorg
with them by
doesn't
myself.
doesn't say anything about specifically why it happened, Trissa doesn't, then
Until
as far
I
as you
get there
guys
and
know,
see
it's
the
just shadows.
shadow realm, but okay.
Alright, when you get there and see the shadow plane, you might put two and two together and be like, something
But
right
okay,
here.
sure. Sounds like they need help. So we should go help.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what your
Monopoly.
god does, right?
Yes.
needs to sit this
Yes,
one out.
Trissa.
What's that? It looks like Alcé is on board for it. He already rolled initiative, so.
Matt, what'd you say about sitting out?
I said Philippe should sit out on this one.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Philippe should sit out on
wants
this
no
one.
part of this.
Although he used to want parts of this.
It's like, be careful. I was young once and I underestimated shadows. But Brugar, you know the story of that one.
Because, like, I remember it like it was 1 year ago.
So, yeah. Are you guys done at the library? We go handle this now, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take care of this.
I have to get to the bottom of this.
Why are there always
Why are there
crazy
shadows coming into
creatures and things
Kaer?
happening?
Well, as
Oh,
far
I
as
mean,
I
there's
know,
always
it's
crazy
normal
things.
here.
Yeah, there's always
There's
crazy
all
things
sorts of
happening
crazy
in
things
Maga.
happening here.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And so, if you
Okay.
guys follow Trissa over to it, you guys would also realize as you're heading there, like Brugar and Raziel would probably, they've been in Amber's tower, so they might realize like, hey, this is where Amber's tower normally is. So you probably recognize where you're heading to at least. And yeah, when you guys get there, sure enough, you see there's like this spot where everything starts looking shadowy, close to where the tower would be normally. And yeah, you see there's some shadows lurking over in that area right by where the tower normally would appear if it were somehow summoned.
Yep, I pull out my warhammer.
All right. Guess I'll just add these in. And yeah, anybody who wants to fight the shadows, I guess, go ahead and roll initiative. Looks like most of you guys have already. I haven't seen.
I feel like we can take these out pretty easily.
Probably, they're not very powerful.
Why is my health so
Unless
low?
there's a dread shadow.
I'm rolling. It's just taking a moment to get the sheets open.
I feel like even if there's a dredge shadows aren't that much stronger than shadows, are they?
Yeah, they're considerably strong.
What I can tell you is that every time I've ever had shadows, I downed somebody or killed somebody. And I don't know if you've ever seen an advanced template on a shadow, but it's fucking scary. Alright, it's scary.
That's what a dread shadow is.
Oh, is that
I think
what
we
they are?
have.
It's more than just the advanced simple template, though. There's shadows that have like much more hit die than a normal one, and instead of strength damage, I think it's drain. Because we fought one in our Trojan.
That's just an advanced.
Yeah, it's a dread shadow.
That's not what they call it. They just call it an advanced shadow.
But like, anyway, shadows are just notorious creatures in any like edition of D&D or whatever, because they have, if you get enough of them together, they will kill high level characters just because of like how they work.
All right. Well, they look like they're gonna start, flying at you. We'll say that you guys are about 100 feet away from them, and we're not going to really use a map here. But Savath, you can go first.
I'm going to have the Ghost Touch sword out.
Okay.
And Savath knows most things are kind of immune to cold. I'm going to cast a spell to oh, that's Gorg. I'm going to cast a spell to haste the party.
Okay.
I like that.
And Gorg is going to... He's going to stay back. He doesn't want to get close to those things. We have a history with ghosts. So he stays back, and he's going to start a performance to inspire courage. +1.
Okay.
Was it Gorg's turn yet? No, that's what he'll do on his turn, but
Nope.
yeah.
Alright, Raziel, it's your turn. You have haste on you.
I will.
These things are 100 feet away right now.
Yeah, they're pretty far away. I'm just gonna buff myself up this time. So I'll do my sacred weapon and sacred armor. Use a fervor charge, so I can do both. And then for my standard action, I'll cast divine favor on myself. The standard buffs.
That's your turn?
Yep. And yeah,
Alright.
that's it.
On the first Shadow's turn, it flies up right in front of Raziel, but does not attack. It had to take it had to do a run action, basically. Although it's flying, but it wasn't able to. It was a little bit too far away for it to charge you, so it couldn't do that. So it just kind of gets right up in your face and doesn't attack. It's just there now. Gorg is doing what now? You said you specified what it was doing already, but I forgot.
I think he's staying back. He's afraid of ghosts.
Just staying
Yeah,
back.
he's staying back
Started
and starting a
performance.
performance.
Okay. So performance is on now. I'll say it's your
Yeah.
turn. There's one right by Raziel, and the other two are still 100 feet back.
I like our
You have
singing
haste.
dragon buff.
You have haste
Okay.
and bardic performance on right now
Okay.
for +1.
Um, I'm going to delay my action until after Brugar.
Okay. I'll drag you down after Brugar then.
Haste on party.
Haste is already on the party.
We already have haste.
Oh, did
That's
Savath
what
cast it.
cast that?
Savath. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, then I guess I will do my only thing I can do on this thing, which is to grapple it with my mind.
Mind thrust or no mind that.
Telekinetic
maneuver.
maneuver.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
You can grapple
So
shadows.
this is
Okay.
caster level plus my charisma mod.
You can with a
grapple.
telekinesis. Works like a force effect, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I think that'll do it. I'm pretty sure. CMD is not very high. Yeah, you got it. It is grappled by your mind now. Brugar, it's your turn. There's one that's kind of like right next to you guys that flew up to you. And it's grappled
Okay.
now telekinetically.
Alright, well, I'm going to move up to it, and I'm going to two-hand my Warhammer and try and bring it down on it, and just smash it.
Alright.
Let's see, where'd my power attack go? Okay.
And your Warhammer is just a magic Warhammer, right?
Yeah, it's a +2 Warhammer.
Okay.
Just gotta recalc my sheet.
Yep.
Still thinks I'm large from last time.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine you'll one-shot it unless you had a ghost touch
I
weapon.
probably won't unless I, like, roll super
It's
crazy.
absurdly high, yeah.
I'll one-shot it.
Alright, here comes the attack.
Zavoth might be able to. She's got a ghost touch weapon.
Just take the
Yeah.
first attack since I have to move and attack.
Okay.
With power attack.
Okay. Yeah, you don't quite kill it, but you almost dissipate its form. It looks like it's barely holding together. But you hit it
That's
pretty
better.
solidly. Alice, it's now your turn.
You guys are gonna be done with these things before I even get to throw a dagger.
So one's in range, but the other two are 100 feet back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they might be in range anyway, though. You have haste on, keep in mind. Which adds 30 to your move speed.
Well, I'm
If you're
in
gonna
the first one.
charge.
It just moved up, right?
Yeah, there's one that's like right in
Yeah,
front of
it's
right in front of
grappled
Brugar and
and
Raziel
weak.
right now, and it's grappled by Trissa. Telekinetically.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to move up in range of the other two, and I'm going to breathe fire on them.
Okay.
So they make a
So you fly
reflex
up
save.
with on your Eidolon up. What's the fly speed on your Eidolon anyway? It's like 30 or
lot.
50 or
50/80. I don't know what the /80 is.
80 is probably with
Since
haste
it's-
on. I'm assuming, but I don't know.
Yeah, 80 with haste. That's what it is.
Okay, so yeah, you can get up 20 feet up within 20 feet with a single move action. The reason why I was saying there though, that means if you did a charge attack, technically you can go 160 feet.
You can charge them.
Right, right.
Yeah, you could.
So,
ride
but
on
yeah,
that
if you want to do
thing
that, that's
if you
fine
wanted.
too. If you want to move up and do the breath attack, that works too. It's a reflex save
Breath
for him, you
attack
said?
has a range of 20
Uh-huh.
feet.
60 or 30 feet.
30 feet. So yeah, you
Oh,
can hit them both.
okay.
You can hit them both. Alright, I will roll their reflex. I think they both failed
Neither
it.
pass. Yeah.
Yeah, they both fail it.
16.
But they are incorporeal, so they don't take the full damage, but sort of like you basically sort of like with Brugar's hit that he did, it looks like they're barely like holding together from that. It looks like you almost downed both of them at once. And they're gonna move up though, and they're gonna try to attack you.
Rip.
Yeah, good luck. Does a 15 hit your touch AC?
Probably. Let me. Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, it takes six
Oh,
strength
no.
damage.
It's gonna happen again.
Alright.
And another one's gonna move up and try to hit you as well. Unless you have like a negation thing you can do.
These are reasons why I still don't go in first.
Fuck.
Only 2 strength damage that time. So you've taken 8 strength damage. I'm assuming that you had more than 8 strength, hopefully.
Yeah, I've got plenty of strength to spare.
See, this
Alright.
is the nasty thing about shadows.
You're
is that
fine.
They just do strength damage. There's no
Yeah,
save.
I just run up
No nothing.
and
It's
its first touch. And
You
its first
get
touch
enough of
AC. So
them.
even though their bonus is only +4, they're yeah. It's still it doesn't need to be super high to hit touch AC most of the time. If you have a force effect, like if you're using like mage armor or something like that, then that also applies versus this AC. But I don't know if you had. I don't think you had a like mage armor or shield spell up right
That's
now.
what we did, isn't it? We cast mage armor on everyone before we went in the undergrounds.
I know you
Yeah,
did that
that's
for the
what we used
Aleps,
to do.
because there's a bunch of Aleps which are very similar to these, but
Yeah,
they do
those,
wisdom
yeah.
damage.
Aleps
but those
are
aren't as
scarier. Aleps are fucking nasty.
I don't know. I think these are scarier because Aleps you get a save for it as well, so you can get hit by them and then nothing happens. These there's no
Maybe.
save even. They just come up and they hit you, and you're like, all right.
And the
Okay.
Alps ability can't kill you.
It can't?
No, I think it can, if I remember right.
I think it can.
They have the same,
Anyway.
like strength damage normally can't kill you either, but if a shadow does it, it does. Alops have the same sort of thing. I'm pretty
Turns
sure.
you into a shadow.
I'm pretty sure if they do, I could be wrong on that. Maybe not. They might not actually technically kill you, but I feel like they have the same sort of thing. Where if you get damaged by enough on the wisdom damage, you can end up turning into one or something like that too. They might have something.
Well, like,
I could be wrong on
if
that.
they crit, it does drain.
Yeah, is that
No,
too?
they just do
Can
drain in
kill you.
general.
No, it's damage.
No, it's damage, but there's a save.
Oh, it's the 3-5 Alops. They do drain.
Gotcha, yeah. No, the Pathfinder Alops, they're the same CR as a Shadow, but I don't actually think they're as scary. The only thing about them that makes them potentially kind of more scary, I guess, is the fact that depending on your party they can be, because if your characters have like a lot of times there's more often than most people like super dump wisdom, because like especially on like frontline characters that are fighting these things. Because they might be like, oh, I don't need wisdom. I'll just run 8. Whereas, like, I mean, yeah, you have characters like Whiz Pops with like 6 strength, but those guys are probably going to stay away from the shadows anyway.
Oh, that's what I need to do. Pop a shadow right behind
I guess the
him
fact
in
that
the
they-
back line.
Oh, yeah. I guess they also do have the babble of, like, they have that fascinate ability they can do too.
You
Which
guys
is
are like,
something else
Whiz
that kinda
Pops,
makes it a
cast a
little bit
spell.
better.
And you turn, and he's like on the ground.
So,
holding himself up.
what's Savath doing?
Is
Yeah,
it my
we're
turn?
round 2 now, Savath. Yep.
Okay.
So there's one that Brugar just hit that's telekinetically bound that's like within striking distance really easily right now. And then there's the ones that are 80 feet away that are beating on Alcé. Looks like they're sapping his strength. I guess I can move one here next to you.
I'm gonna
next
charge
to-
at one that hasn't been hurt yet.
They've all been hurt.
Okay. Okay, well, 2 of them are
How
beating
about
on
Alcé?
Alcé, so I'll attack one of those.
He needs it.
You're gonna go after the ones that are 80 feet away there? Okay. And you should be able to charge it.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly.
You have like wings or something, right? Or
Yeah,
overland flight or something.
wing.
Wings with a fly speed of. Doesn't matter if it's 30 with haste, you
60 or
can fly there.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, you can charge then. That hit.
Yeah, that was Savath's
And this
turn.
is it.
Yeah.
Right. I get you. You're just. And this is a ghost touch weapon, right? So it's gonna do full
Right.
damage.
And this is a furious
Okay.
focus power attack.
Oh god, this thing's probably super dead.
It's only 1 hit, so I don't do. Oh well.
It's super dead.
Okay.
You kill one of them. One of the ones on Alcé. It probably, I think it actually would have technically survived if you. No, actually, you would have one-shotted even if it hadn't taken damage.
Oh.
Raziel, it's your turn. So there's one that's kind of right in front of you.
Yeah.
And then there's one in
Speaking
front
of,
of.
so
one
I
over 80
can't
feet
throw
away.
the dagger that far, right? Like it's not possible.
80 feet
Well, it
away?
is,
I think
but
you can actually. It's like
a
only
couple
4 range
penalties,
increments.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can
I'm
throw
gonna
daggers
full
up to 100
round.
feet away.
I'm gonna full round, and if after I kill this close one, then anything extra will go at the far one.
Okay, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of penalties because it's like behind Alcé and like 80 feet away.
Oh, yeah.
but-
All right, Gord's
So let
gonna
me just
continue
make
his
sure-
performance and stay back.
Let's see. Do I want? I'll put the third haste attack on this one. This is my primary. Okay.
Alright, so let's see. Starting with the
Wow.
first attack, that is enough to finish off the first shadow that's right in front of you. The second, I think that
And-
39, the first attack from the adamantine dagger actually will be enough to finish off the other one. Even with the penalties, its AC is
What
not very
about
high.
my 2 crits? At least 1 crit.
You do not crit because
What on the other
they are
crit?
immune to
the
crits
haste
unless
attack.
you have a unless
Oh,
they're
that's my next
they're
speed.
immune to crits unless you have a ghost touch weapon.
There's a feat that says like something that's immune to crits is no longer like there's a chance you could crit it.
Oh, okay. Be pretty useful. All right, so you guys have cleared out the
I don't know
shadows
if
that
it's
are
just
here right
elementals
now,
or
at
if it would
least.
work in this case too.
So, but the
there's no
shadowy
more?
terrain is, yeah, there's no more shadows right now. They're all gone. But so we're out of combat. But there is still this weird, shadowy influence on the area here around
I
where
dropped my
Amber's Tower
buff.
Oh,
used to be.
What
And then I turn to Trissa and I say, Trissa, how did all this shadow plane business get here?
Oh no.
You want to roll a bluff check?
Gorg looks over at Trissa like,
I'm pretty sure Razio would. Well, I mean, it's not a super high.
Wait, what happens when you tie?
I think you
if
meet
you start
on
pressing
oppose.
Trissa in front of Gorg, Gorg will tell you what he saw.
Gorg will tell me?
yeah.
Okay.
He's lawful.
Yeah, no. I was like, yeah, Trissa, don't even try and pretend like you didn't have something to do with this. God, I can't believe you did this, even after what we talked about in the forest. This is dangerous magic. You can't just be waving magic around like this. Someone could get hurt.
know what?
Did you know
Fine.
that Raziel
You're
died
right.
to shadows like this?
Or that Philippe
No,
did.
I didn't.
Sorry, Philippe died to shadows like this?
Raziel's like referring to something person. Did you know that Raziel died to shadows?
Sorry, I have
What?
personality disorder,
When?
playing too many characters.
Yeah. Yeah. What? What are you talking about?
So
Alright,
Raziel
see ya.
is very, upset.
Yeah.
What's going to happen here?
I guess we better just make sure no one gets hurt.
What did you find out in the library anyway?
I tell Trissa what it is we're up against, and I also tell her that it's not anything that you have to have to be on board with just because it's us. This is a dangerous and deadly mission, but
Bruder, can I take you aside for a minute here? I interrupt you, and I'm like, Bruder, do you really think
what are you
after
talking about?
this that you want her to come with us? She's unpredictable. She's gonna ruin the whole thing. Like, our lives are at stake. Do you really trust her to not pull a stunt like this?
I say that of course I don't want to put her in danger. That's why I'm telling her that she doesn't have to go with us.
I don't think we should let her. She's a danger to our lives and everyone around us.
That's what he's saying. He doesn't want her to come with him.
No, he's
Right,
saying
but
he's giving
Raziel-
her a choice. I'm saying we shouldn't give her a
Raziel's saying-
choice. She shouldn't go with us.
I thought Bruger was telling her, like,
I was telling her the dangers. I was warning her.
Yeah, Brugar was about to
Alright,
warn
so
her
then,
that she
so then
doesn't have
we're
to
done
go.
with our side, and you can continue. But I gave you my
I
opinion.
do tell Raziel that if you haven't noticed, this little gosh, I don't know, this little lassie here is able to, move herself with her mind. We can't exactly put her like in timeout.
True,
Well,
and we
warning her.
probably need her help to get to the place anyways.
Oh, I didn't say that.
straight jacket in a white room.
But I tell you, I want you to try and control her.
Oh, God.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's asking
not
a
not like
lot.
that. Not like that. Just just like try and make sure she doesn't put our lives in danger.
That's still asking a lot.
I know. But she doesn't listen to me.
She doesn't listen to anyone.
That's
That's the
accurate.
problem. Okay. So you can continue telling her now. We'll discuss this more later.
So Brugar goes back to talk to Trissa again.
Yep. I tell her that
And it's
we're up
very
against
obvious that we were talking about
horrifying
Trissa,
undead
probably.
abomination. Yeah, we're not even trying to be quiet.
And why are we fighting this thing again? Is it gonna
I tell her.
hurt people?
I tell her that it is an abomination and it did kill our friends. It doesn't need to be anywhere. The world
Right,
and
but
the
is
planes
it
are
hurting
better
people
off
like
without
right
it.
now?
It killed Amber.
Yeah, I know.
So it sounds like the answer is it's hurting Brugar right now.
Yeah,
His feelings.
it's knowing it's still there. And knowing that Amber's death goes unavenged has been gnawing at me for a year. Amber's, Tiki's, Kale's.
Yes,
Do we-
I agree.
Do we need to take
This
care
is
of this
a-
thing in order to pursue the quest of killing a god?
Now, here's
Not
the thing.
necessarily.
Brugar knows that killing this thing is probably going to be the last thing on our list in this demiplane. We need to figure out what we can do to convince that mad dragon that he should be making god-slaying weapons for us so that we can even stand a chance against a demon lord. And there might be secrets there that we just did not unearth. Maybe even secrets that would lead to the destruction of this thing, of the Demulid.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to
And
see
how
this mad
how
dragon.
are we gonna defeat it? Like, what can I do to it?
Well, see, that's the problem. Is that I've noticed that you're really good at using your mind against things, but this is an undead creature, an undead abomination. I think it might be very resistant to what you can do, and if I remember correctly, Brugar says that this thing is immune to many forms of magic, that only very specific incantations and spells will even stand a chance against.
Right, you know a Demi-Lich is beyond just being an undead
Super
and being
spell
immune to
resistance.
mind-affecting stuff. It's also kind of, it's got like it has intelligence, but it's like an alien intelligence as well. It's not like doesn't have any normal intelligence.
I mean, it just has
Doesn't have any feelings.
the super spell resistance, right? Any spells that
Oh, yeah.
allow spell resistance fail.
Any spells that allow spell resistance fail as well, so it's immune to like just
What is
magic
there an
in general.
official name for that?
Spell resistance.
Supernatural ability, immunity to magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
that's what it's
super
called.
spell resistance is what I'm calling
It's
it.
just immunity to magic. Some golems have it.
Some
too.
golems have it as well. Yep.
Golem.
And they usually have this.
Golem.
They usually have the same sort of thing where, like, sometimes there'll be special effects from specific spells, and this has that as well. Like, the Dispel Evil spell does damage to it with no saving throw. A Shatter spell is probably one of your more effective options. No
Yeah,
saving
I don't
throw.
got any of that. Does it count as undead?
Is Shatter on the? Yeah, Shatter is something that Raziel can. It is undead as well. So if you have like an undead
Yeah.
Bane weapon, then
No.
that
I can
will
cast
do extra damage
Shatter.
to it.
I wonder.
An undead Bane weapon wouldn't be as effective as like a Vorpal weapon, but it would help.
Yeah, I don't have a way to bane my weapon.
But I do tell
Yeah.
Trissa that this isn't something that we are going to do immediately. That now that we know things that work against it, we still have to try and gather our resources. So we're not going to be going there until we're confident and sure of ourselves. But I and Raziel are gonna go back there. And Savath and Alce have also
Did Alce agree?
taken a pledge here. Yeah, they
I don't think
have.
Alce said anything, did he?
I don't think
didn't
I don't
hear
think
it.
Alce said anything. I know Savath said so.
I agree.
Okay, Alce.
Oh
was
yeah, we got round to talk.
It's the only thing he said outside of combat for the entire session, I think.
Yep.
Alce is not a man of many words.
I think Ron needs to play a mute character. Like a for real
what
mute.
character?
Mute.
Oh, a mute character?
Can't talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it.
They're
Alright.
I don't
There's-
think
I think
I
there's
could do
more
it.
problems here that are more pressing, and we shouldn't be dealing with this silly task.
You don't want to avenge Amber's death.
I
It
look at
wasn't a
Raziel
person
and I-
that killed Amber.
What
It
if
was a
somebody
thing.
else
My
goes
hand.
in there and handles something and dies from it, and then somebody else goes in and does the same thing?
Well,
Are you
Frugar
okay
and I
with
are
that?
going regardless.
If we stop this now,
We were on a
stop
mission.
potential deaths in the future.
If we can't fight this thing, there's no way we can fight Deklausar.
Plus,
Right,
I
we were
wanna
on a
talk to the
mission
Mad Dragon.
before all this.
Yeah. Savath's like, that Mad Dragon sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Patriarch? Yeah, he's a character.
That's like the thing. So like Alce is also like he's like a dragon disciple, has like the dragon lineage too. So he might be like this similar sort of thing, man. He might be interested in that weird dragon too. Maybe. At least. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they both have dragon ties, and then Triss is just like,
Yeah.
why are you dragging me into this?
Exactly.
I tell Trissa
Look.
that if she's not comfortable, then keep your feet on the ground here. There's no reason to follow up.
I'll help you here, but I'm not going.
I say that's probably the best decision. Whoa!
Was that on?
Is
Was that on
Megan?
Ron's end?
Yeah.
I think that was yeah. That's probably Megan. Something happened over there. Probably a dog did something, or she tripped on something or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tripped on a dog.
Everything tripped on a dog. That actually happens a fair amount of time when there's dogs.
Yeah. Everything
Tell
good, Ron?
Trissa that to keep herself safe, and when we do go, to keep things level for us for our return.
Mm-hmm.
Triss is like, I'm not gonna go. Magical Fantasia's gonna go.
No, out of character, this is how I'm retiring this character.
Right, out of character, Mantis and I talked about
Wait,
this, and
You're retiring?
well, Mantis is going to be
I'm
going to
retiring
Japan
from
Japan.
this session.
And
I'm going to Japan.
in about a month,
Yeah.
right? At this point, or is it less than a month now? I don't know.
Oh man.
It's,
I don't remember what the timetable on that
I
is,
think I'm
but-
going to arrive there like the first week of July.
Okay,
it's
so
like
we have like a couple more sessions basically before Mantis in real life
So some
is
prep
moving.
sessions.
So this is something actually Mantis and I discussed about like how like Magical Fantasia is leaving the story, and that's kind of what we decided. He's like, well, she might just like Trissa might just decide not to go with them to the demiplane, and
Yeah,
so
I mean
that's
that's
kind of
surprising considering she was always so like gung ho to go on adventures, but maybe she is weighing her life more
Maybe
than
Brugar describes this in such grim detail that she realizes that this is
Like
Yeah.
something to play around with.
Brugar's first impression, like that's what left the mark on her. She's like, you guys are fucking crazy to go after this thing.
Right, because she remembers how, like, kind of...
And Brugar was also,
you were-
like, very upset about talking about going after this thing again.
Yeah. Like, he's talking about it with, like, this... But, yeah, like, she remembers, like, when she, like, first saw Brugar after he got back from that, and, like, how...
And, like, he wasn't himself.
Right. Like, how despondent he was, and he's
was
like, that's just gonna
changed.
happen again. Yeah, she's like, that's just gonna happen again. Like, why would you do that again?
Yeah.
Yep. But
So
after
what are
this
you gonna do in
time,
the
he's...
meantime?
We have to prepare
Fantasia?
still.
Oh, like, before you guys go there?
No, like Mantis. If you're walking your character off,
He's gonna
you still got...
I'm not walking my
Oh,
character
no,
out
not
right
yet.
here.
Oh.
It's when you
But-
guys go to the demi-plane, Magical Fantasia's not going with, but in the
Yeah,
meantime,
we still have
so,
a
like...
whole session or two of prep.
Gotcha.
Exactly, there'll probably be another session...
We need to get
at
8,000
least,
gold.
where you guys are just going around trying to find, like, someone that can... Like, a high-level caster that can make a Hollows scroll for you, for example, if that's something you want to do, or makes or maybe you just assume you're going to try to get to
Dispel
the next
evil.
level, and you'll do that, and you just need the Dispel Evil scroll, but you'll need one of the scrolls because you'll only be able to cast one or the other.
Find a Vorpal weapon.
Yeah, you could try to do
Wait, I
some...
could get a Pearl of Power 5th level, right?
No, that doesn't help. Because you can't... You need...
No, when I get a level.
That recharges a prepared spell.
Oh, I can't do a new spell. No, but
Yeah, recharges when you
You
already
know,
have
it's not a
prepared.
but what if I don't prepare that? Oh no, you have to prepare the slot. Okay.
You have
never
to
mind.
have
Yeah.
the you have to have a spell prepared in
Yeah.
the slot.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, it's really useful, but not if you can't cast 5th level spells.
Well, not if you need to cast 2 different
Also-
5th level spells and you only have 1 slot.
Yeah, and fifth
That's
level
true,
Pearls
too.
of Power cost 25,000 gold, so they're pretty expensive.
It might be easier to get 8,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might
So
be
it
a little
will
bit
help
easier.
you on the material plane, but once you swap,
Yeah, I
not really.
kind of think we should at least get a level, and then I'll get one of the scrolls, and hopefully
I'm
definitely
I
down
don't
for another
fail
level.
it.
I talked
You guys
to
are-
Pluto about this out of character. If you go while I'm still around, I'd hop in on an NPC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we will, because we have a lot
I mean,
of
you
stuff
guys-
to do
might.
still.
You maybe would play a character that's already there in that little community that's on that demi plane that you guys now know exists.
I mean, if we're gonna like get a level and get a bunch of gold, I don't think we're gonna get that much in one session, but maybe.
Well, no. We'll have to do something. Like I said, maybe we'll find Oddvolden.
So
And maybe we'll do something with that.
Yeah?
maybe
It's an
Philippe
odd one.
knows of work we can do in Kaer Maga that will pay well. Perhaps he needs help
Maybe.
on an investigation or
Probably.
something like that.
Karamag always needs
I got
help
2
with
weeks to
the,
brainstorm it for you
stuff.
guys, so it was probably pretty
Yeah.
close to where we're gonna end the session.
No, that's fine.
Yeah?
I think this is a good time to end the session.
3
I'm
hours in. So.
super exhausted, so that's fine with me.
Before
That, and I still
people-
have no idea. What was that?
Before people all run off,
Bye.
I'm gonna bring this. No. I'll bring this up again, but on weekends, like Saturday night or Sunday night for you guys, is there any way you can try and make those open?
Even if it's
Because
like an
those
every
are
other
the
week
only
thing, that
times
could
that I
work,
can
right?
play Pathfinder.
Yeah,
I might
Sunday
be able
night
to
is
do,
the
like-
one that would be likely for me.
I might be able to do like every other Sunday night, because I go and I just kind of hang out with friends on those days, but it's not like a hard committed game day for me. Sunday nights are
Okay.
kind of like, yeah.
Shit, I mean,
But I might
even
be
if it
able to
was
do
like
every
a,
Sunday.
even if it's like a once a month thing, I would like to at least be able to do something like that. But I think every 2 weeks sounds. Hopefully that would.
Yeah, every
think
other
that
Sunday
Okay, I'll-
works well for me.
I
actually.
Every other
currently
Sunday?
have I'm currently
Yeah.
playing 3-5 with people on Sunday, so I'm going to discuss that with those guys.
Right.
And so it will probably end up being every other Sunday night.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that sounds.
Because I
good to
know
me.
like a Saturday night could work for me, but I'd probably end up having to do like an once a month thing at that point then, because Saturdays are a lot more like
Yeah,
blocked off
that's
for
the
me
problem
at
with
the
Saturday
moment.
night is like, what if you have plans one Saturday night, I have plans the other Saturday night,
Yeah.
and Matt has plans the other Saturday night. Like, it's Saturday night's just not a good.
We'd
night.
end up having to like coordinate it. Okay, which Saturday are we doing next month? That kind of thing.
Yeah, and you know,
Probably.
I'm the first person to say that I don't really do that much, but if I'm doing something, it's probably a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Sunday nights, I'm usually a little more.
Sunday nights are
more
laundry nights.
available.
I'm home every Sunday night.
Yeah. So I know I'm not gonna be here this Sunday, but that's because I'm probably hanging out with Max on Sunday. It's his birthday today, actually. Max's birthday.
Oh
today.
wow! I missed that one.
I'll try and we might have more people joining. We might not. We might have
Okay.
2 more characters joining.
Wow. We have a lot of people already, don't we?
Yeah, you have 5 characters already.
Okay.
We'll see.
I mean, I'm down to try a bigger party. I've never played with a group that big.
It can get a little hectic.
Yeah.
When you
Also, I
go
still
off
have
the
no idea
rails.
what I'm doing with Sister Maria. When you're